what is your hatred for John Cena?
Yo, when Hulk Hogan takes a rock bottom better than you, there's a problem. There's a problem. My man. All right, so give me the camera.
One rock bottom.
Yo, no, it's more than that. Show, give me the camera. I got the fucking camera. Kenny, I'm gonna have to do it for you. I'm gonna give you the whole spiel. He came out as a prototype. Whatever. You know, he slaps Kurt Angle. Ruthless aggression. I'm not into that. Whatever. He comes out as a rapper. I'm like, okay, all right, I can dig it. You know, he's from Boston, so that's a strike. You know, us New Yorkers, we don't fuck with Boston too much, but you know what? I'll look over that. He's doing his thing. Something original. Some I could, you know, there's something different. It's entertaining. Comes around, and my man has a choice between The Big Show, Kane, or Shawn Michaels. And he gives the most pussiest promo I've ever heard in my life. I will never forgive this. And he's on some, well, you know, I don't want to fight The Big Show because, you know, he's a huge guy. And, you know, you got the big red machine. Who wants to fight him? And Shawn Michaels is a legend. Fuck that, bro. You already beat all these motherfuckers already.
Her return on SmackDown.
Okay.
So I definitely read some rumors about that.
Because for whatever reason, and I don't know Cody's reason, you turn around and go back, and people are gonna be, you destroyed thrones, and you go back? We have been doing this shit for ages, and he still doesn't know how to take it right. Trust me. That's it. I got you. My man, he collapsed with the kick.
That's what I was saying. That's the way he didn't collapse during the sun. It was the kick. It was
He's not even in his fucking chair when he gets in this fucking thing. He's not even in his fucking chair.
Yeah, but he
there
goes, oh!
There he goes.
Both matches without the wrestlers were in the tape.
And on that note, everyone, it's your friendly neighborhood.
I stay loose, I stay hype. I stay loose, I stay hype. I stay loose, I stay hype. I could do this all night, cause I do what I like. Yeah, I do what I like. Yeah, I do what I like. Sipping goose, sip is right. And I go with the flow. Yeah, I go with the flow. Yeah, I go with the flow. Cause I know I'm the show. In the zone, here I go. In the zone, here I go. In the zone, here I go. Yeah, they know I'm a pro. Let's go, let's go! Yeah! Let's go! Here I go, I get lit, I get hyped for this shit! Right.
Word. He be like, I got a left elbow and a right elbow. I can break your face with an any elbow. Make sure that you get elbowed in your elbow with an elbow. Got the arm bar, get the phone ball, get around with the bomb with the bomb ball.
Daddy's gonna take you to Jersey Shore.
Yo. What's going on, everybody? It is fucking Thursday night, and you know what that means. That we are live. It is Wrestling with Knuckleheads. We are in the building. It's your boy ToeTagz in the building. I see No More Guy is first. Tyson came up second. What's going on, guys? I feel like the Daytona 500 announcing y'all motherfuckers in here. And No More Guy takes a left turn, and Tyson is on his ass, and he's trying to get away from him. But yeah, man. If y'all see the title, y'all know that we gotta talk about this shit. I want to know what's going on. What's going on, Mr. Loki? Mr. Loki's in third, coming in strong. I want to know your opinions on Randy Orton versus John Cena. The 22nd time. I looked it up. Apparently. Their last time they wrestled was in 2017. That's what, 12 years ago. Is it? No, that's 7. Yeah, it's 12 years ago. No. 8 years ago. I'm sorry. 8 years ago. And the UFC's on May 10th. But the Muhammad versus Mandela. Shit, I can't even pronounce these people names. Oh shit, Jose Aldo still fighting. That's funny. Same old boy, right? Yo, we're back in 2012. We're back in 2012 with John Cena versus Randy Orton, right? Now, listen, this is supposedly John Cena's retirement tour. He keeps saying that he's going to retire no matter what. And we heard that song and dance before. And it's not like John Cena wasn't a liar to us. We literally heard John Cena say to The Rock, you went, did movies, you said you're never going to leave us, and then you left again. And then right after he had his feud with The Rock, he left. But that's neither here nor there. Here's my problem. Before everybody comes in and says some shit. Here's my problem. The way they build this up is that they just have Randy Orton pop up behind them in RKO. All right, cool. I don't know what Cena said, to be honest with you. It was hard to remember because he's not doing what he used to. And then they had, I did it for The Rock word. Then they had on SmackDown their promo. And I vividly remember Randy Orton telling John Cena, I know what your problem is, John Cena. You need kids. And I'm sitting there going, what? Like that's where we came, that's where we went with this? Two of the most fierce rivals in the history of the WWE, and you're telling this man he needs kids? What? That's what you're selling? You're a Girl Scout selling cookies, and you come up to me with vegan shit? Like, did that resonate for y'all? Did I sit here and go, oh, I definitely need to see this match now? Because he said that John Cena needs kids. And they both was like, how dare you? And then John Cena made the point. I left to do something else, and I came back, and I was an outsider. When did he ever become an outsider? Like, to the fans, when did he ever become an outsider? His merch was rocked every day. The chants that they chanted was still chanted. Like, they didn't forget about him. Now, what happened was he got worse. Shit, you cannot deny that. Tofu cookies, word. Word. Whatever the fuck it is, it ain't nothing we wanted. And he came back worse. He says he lost a step. And I think, no, that's just where he was. Because if you think back, man, to people who came back and were legitimate, like, performers that could do this, like Ricky the Dragon Steamboat, when he came back to have that 3-on-1 match, I think it was him, Ric Flair, and Roddy Piper versus Jericho. Ricky the Dragon Steamboat was holding his own against Jericho. When Austin came back from injury, he changed his style up, but he was still holding his shit together. Shawn Michaels, when he broke his back, he came back, he changed his style up a little bit, and he's still one of the best wrestlers when he came back. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, you lost a step and you couldn't adapt to it. That's crazy. He couldn't adapt to his lost step. No, you couldn't do it to begin with, and now you can't do it even more that you slowed down. But, okay. We're back to the kid shit. And then he goes, I'm an outsider. You didn't even make yourself an outsider. You just popped up and went with The Rock. And for no legitimate reason. Like, honestly, you never said why you teamed up with The Rock. Everyone thinks you sold your soul to The Rock, but apparently that was only Cody's deal. Cody didn't sell his soul to The Rock, but John Cena just attacked you for it. And he got Travis Scott out of the divorce. And then now it's Randy Orton's turn. and we're gonna fight because you said I need kids. And how dare you? And then Randy Orton's, how dare you, sir? I said, no, how dare you first? And I said, how dare you dare me, dare you first? And, you know, it's like if they had gloves, they'd have smacked each other in the faces. I challenge you to a duel, which actually I think would have been more interesting than what the fuck they were doing. And that was what, 20, 30 minutes of SmackDown just, how dare you? You need kids. I have cookies and I am an outsider because I did movies and I am champion now and I'm the last champion. And now this and that and wild and jazz, blah, blah, blah. And yo, and then what makes things worse is that on Raw, Seth came out. And yo, I heard somewhere that they were the trifecta of terror. And that's what I'm going to call them. They're not the Dangerous Alliance. They're the trifecta of terror. Dragon, Slaughter, and Pipes. There you go. I knew it was either one of those two, Slaughter or Flair, but because I remember Flair and Piper were tag team champions, but I don't know if it was around that time or it was around Legends House. But yeah, you know, and I don't know what the fuck he's talking about, but you know, he's gonna lead the new generation. Bro, you've been wrestling for how long in the WWE and you ain't led shit. You tried so many fucking times to do something and you can't do it. The fucking people power couldn't do it. Best for business couldn't do it. You're the Messiah, you couldn't do it. You're the Riddler cosplaying as the Joker, you couldn't do it. Now you're in the thing with Paul Heyman and you're not even letting Paul Heyman speak, which is worse. This shot sounds more dumber than Drew and Punk fighting over a stupid. Yo, yeah, not for nothing, because at least that bracelet had some kind of fucking meaning and some gravitas to it. It was like, all right, you took the man's memento for his dog and his wife that a fan made him, so it could mean something to him, you know, like sentimental value. All right, I get it. You're destroying the man's sentiment, and you don't like each other anyway, so it's like one more step and the bunny gets it. But here's, you need kids. You are a child. How dare you, sir? How dare you, sir? I want to be champion just as much as you do. Well, I'm the last champion. No one can be champion after me. I have signified it now. I'm the last real champion. If everyone else after me is a fake champion, you'll never be real. You'll never, ever, even if you beat me, because I have the title and I am the champion. Like that's how I fucking hear them talk now. And the Riddler playing this, and you know, that's an insult to the Riddler. Like, it's Condiment Man cosplaying as the Joker. And here, get this shit. He cuts his promo. I think, what was it? 20? No, it was like 16, 18 minutes because they were interrupted by Sammy, right? He cuts his promo. And the only thing that came out of Raw that night was the fact that his jacket was $13,000. You're over, brother. We need this shit now. That made my mother. That made me a believer. Then I saw his face. Oh wait, no, hold on. Let's do it better. Then I saw that jacket. Now I'm a believer. You could run the WWE because the shit is expensive. Like, what the fuck? What? What? Then you use Braun Breaker as your enforcer. All right, cool. That's fine. But how does that help him? He just lost the Intercontinental title in a WrestleMania match, and you got pulled. We saw it. Because no one gave a shit about the fact that out of nowhere, if Sami Zayn went to SmackDown, he would get a world title shot. But he can't get Braun Breaker an Intercontinental title shot. What? So what is Braun Breaker gonna do? He's just gonna beat up the people you don't like? This magical pairing with Braun Breaker and Paul Heyman has made Braun Breaker take a step backwards to being a lackey. Like I said, Paul Heyman hasn't even spoken yet. He damn sure haven't spoken for Braun Breaker. And Braun Breaker is just gonna fight people. And yeah, he has a spear. Ooh, shit, we ain't never seen a spear before. Maybe he needs some kids. I don't know. But get that shit, man. Like seriously, think about it. The sport that we love, the sport we watch every single chance we get. That sometimes we watch the replays. I still watch the shit from the 90s because that's my the 80s and 90s. That's my era. You know what I'm saying? Like I still watch that shit, and I'm sitting here going, boy, that $13,000 jacket sure as hell got over on Raw, but Seth Rollins couldn't. So not for nothing. I think it would have been smart as shit if Sami Zayn has this rivalry with Seth, right? Or with Braun Breaker, because apparently Seth ain't shit. Everybody got to fight Braun Breaker. And however the outcome is, Sami Zayn goes to SmackDown and gets his title shot. And he still uses Seth to get what he wants, and it makes Seth look like a moron. I don't know, what do y'all think about that shit? Like ponder that one for a second. My bad, I have shit all on my keyboard. I don't know how the fuck it gets here. But yeah, WWE's aura of the book is slipping. So I saw a post. Now I don't know how believable it is, and to be honest with you, I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit if it's true or not, because like I said plenty of times, I'm not here for the backstage shit. Like I don't care. Like I listen to a podcast about people's stories and all other shit, but it don't impress me that you're gonna make a post that, oh yeah, we're gonna do our job. But anyway, I see this post and it says that Triple H has put aside 3 or 4 hours a day to come up with writing and storytelling for the main roster. Cool. He goes, when Black and Gold NXT was at its peak, he would do an hour a day and blah blah blah. I'm like, all right, cool, nice. So he's spending more time to come up with bullshit stories. What? If you made Black and Gold that big in an hour a day, fuck are you doing 4 or 5 hours for? Like at that point, I'm just feeling like you just talking yourself out of shit. Because we're gonna be honest with you, it's not that hard to have the best roster in the world, full of the most talented people in the world, to get shit over. The golden era was called the golden era because you had literally the best athletes and the best wrestlers from all the territories come together on one show. So it doesn't matter what story you're telling, you have the best people in the world telling it. Like the 90s was good in baseball because it was hitting home runs every day. There was a home run race. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't because WWE, I mean the MLB fucking told this narrative or some shit. No, it was two people actually had good shit to watch. That fucking NWO was good to watch. What story are you telling me now? What, think about it, man. What stories are we getting? Liv Morgan is going to China or Japan to film a movie, so there's no more women's tag team championship, right? Dominic Mysterio is the Intercontinental champion. He don't got Liv Morgan no more, so what? He's got to get over on himself. And JD McDonough just came back, so now Finn Balor is questioning whether he's going to be on his side or not. And Carlito is just delusional, right? So now what? What do we do now? Are we going to have an angle where Raquel is in love with fucking Dominic, and when Liv comes back, they're going to fight over him or some shit? Like, that don't make no fucking sense. And still, that's not a way for Dominic to get over on himself. And why the fuck is Finn Balor going after the Intercontinental title when he was the first undisputed fucking champion? That shit got taken away by Seth. And he never fucking got back up there. I think it's time we get him up there. WWE storylines get more stupid and confusing, but at least they can come up with storylines, unlike AEW, who doesn't know what they're doing at all. I get a feeling The Rock is sabotaging Triple H to take over the whole WWE. I don't think he's doing that to take over the WWE. I think he's putting his foot in he's interrupting at the wrong time. So like think about this. Triple H is telling a story, and during the best parts of the story, The Rock is coming, interrupting him and telling his version of what happened. And instead of for Triple H going, yo, shut the fuck up, let me tell it, he's like, all right, yeah, whatever. And then he goes back to telling the story. But because The Rock just went overboard with that part, now Triple H got to change the way he's telling the story because it don't make sense with what The Rock just fucking said. You know what I'm saying? Because you can't sit here and say we're in the most profitable time in the WWE and then go, oh, ticket sales are down. Well, I mean, shit. If I sell 300 rubber bands at a penny a rubber band, I make $3. But if I sell 3 rubber bands at $3 a piece, I made $9. This is the most money I've ever made selling rubber bands, but rubber band sales are down because the fucking prices are too goddamn high. There's no plan for Liv and Raquel to lose the tag. Yeah, because why would they? For that, they should never won the tag team titles on Raw. Which here goes another one. Becky Lynch comes back to tag team with a woman from her country, from the same country, Lyra, the Intercontinental Champion. They win the tag team titles. They lose it the next day. It's not unheard of. We've seen that with Zack Ryder with the Intercontinental title. And then she jumps Lyra. And I don't know why she jumped Lyra. I wasn't paying attention when she cut a promo. Was it because they lost or whatever the fuck case me? I don't know. And then Lyra comes out and she challenges Becky and speaks for Becky and goes, oh, but you don't want to fight me unless the Intercontinental title's on the line. And remember, all these voices are how I hear them. Not what they sound like. This is how I hear them. Because it's ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? When I put on the ridiculous voices, because the shit they're saying is ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? So then it's like, all right, now we have a match. So you just gave up your Intercontinental title because you thought Becky wasn't gonna accept the match. Like that don't follow the logic of the WWE. Because remember, the logic of the WWE is champion wins title. Champion then either challenges someone to face the champion, or they get called a bitch and they challenge someone to face them. No one earns a shot at the champion. Or, you know what I'm saying? The champion's just stupid enough to fall into the trap of defending the title. Or you do what Selena Vega did and go, I mean, she's been wrestling Chelsea Green for fucking 12 weeks. Give her the title. And yo, congratulations to fucking Zelina Vega for winning the Women's United States Championship. You know, it was cool to see. They said no, like this is again, I don't give a shit. No one in the back knew she was winning. Cool. No one outside knew she was winning either. That's more important to me. If I knew she was winning the Intercontinental title, it kind of like disappoint me because it defeats the purpose of them having the match. But yeah, cool. I like the Secret Service. That shit can still go on. You know, like a president still has Secret Service for like their life after they're president, whatever. So, you know, they could come up with shit. But here goes some other logic for you guys, right? Speaking of tag team titles, on SmackDown, we had a tag team TLC match the Friday after WrestleMania. That tag team title match could have went on at WrestleMania. I believe that match would have been better at WrestleMania. Match was good. But I think at WrestleMania, that shit would have been way bigger. Because they put on a hell of a match on SmackDown. Imagine what they would have did at WrestleMania. But you needed the War Raiders and New Day to be there. And that's fine. Cool, I get that. But there's 4 hours of countdown to WrestleMania. You're telling me you can't fit the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal on the countdown like you've been doing the years prior? You're telling me you can't fit another match on that countdown and have the TLC match in one of the main cards? Like, no, honestly, that's a match that people would be willing to pay on pay-per-view for. Why wouldn't it be on pay-per-view? Like, I get it, you want to give SmackDown some shit, but like, that's something that should have been a WrestleMania moment for these people. Finn should be next in line to fight Jay. Should have been on WrestleMania. God damn it, the tag team. Yeah, like that was a WrestleMania moment that these people missed. And sorry, the SmackDown tag team titles seem like a bigger deal than the Raw tag team titles. Because I don't know about you guys, but I only can count 2 fucking tag teams on Raw, and they're fighting for the tag team titles. I don't know what other tag teams are on Raw. And we watch it every week. And oh man, here goes some more logic for you. Logan Paul wants a title shot at Jimmy. And he goes, I've done more in my, 3 years than you did in your whole career. That TLC match should have replaced the Phoenix and El Grande Americano match. You know something? That could have been on the fucking countdown. Not for nothing. I hear you. You're 100% right. But they did that because they did the acquisition of Triple I, and I guess they wanted to show off Lucha Libre. But, yo, Logan Paul. And the funny thing is, like, people like Show, who are not as versed in history or doesn't have the memory vault accessible as well as I do, or as well as we do. When Logan Paul said, I've done more in the 3 or 4 years that I've been here than you've done in your whole career, Show said, oh yeah, that's right. And I'm sitting there like, wait a minute. Logan Paul had the United States title, and he wrestled at WrestleMania. Okay, those are things that he can hang a hat on. All right, cool. But Jimmy's how many time tag team champion? He main evented WrestleMania with his brother. He had a high profile match at WrestleMania. He won the World Heavyweight Championship at WrestleMania. He's tag team champion multiple times, SmackDown, Raw, and Undisputed. He's Intercontinental champion. This man was a part of the biggest group in the history of the WWE. And you did more than him? Like, you crazy. Like, when we fucking, shaved the bullshit on the top, like when we shave that little layer of lacquer that they put on top of this shit, we see who's shining more. You know what I'm saying? Crazy. But then you need to have someone versus Jay, and why wouldn't it be somebody who just comes there for whenever? Because I'm sorry, Jimmy versus Finn would have been a good match. You could have Braun Breaker versus Jimmy. Versus Jay. Finn versus Jay. Breaker versus Jay. Chad Gable versus Jay. Something to show that Jay's the new guy and he's leading the new era. Because I don't mind Gunther wrestling Pat McAfee. Pat McAfee used the F word 3 times. No, he used the F word twice on Raw. He called him a motherfucker and a fucking piece of shit. No. He called him he used the F word twice, and then he called him a piece of shit. Which is cool. Well, no. Let me do this shit better. His promo was okay. You don't need to curse in those promos to get your point across. And I understand you want to be gangster and you're special because you can do whatever you want, but here's the problem with that, because now these guys are getting special treatment. And you can't have these guys getting special treatment when they're pretty much celebrities or announcers. Like, you want to make this personal, that's fine, that's cool, but damn, bro, you cursing up a fucking storm. This is supposed to be wrestling. Did it make that moment any better? You call him a fucking piece of shit or a motherfucker? Did it make it any moment? I'm like, in all honesty, like, what he was saying was enough to get over with Gunther. But to say it on his promo or live on Netflix, it's either you don't mute it, and now that's what we do, or you don't say it because it's muted. If you can't get a rise out of the fans without cursing, you need more work on your promos. You know what I'm saying? Just like, listen, I get Cody was like, "Oh, fuck yourself." Cool. I'm a believer that he used that shit wrong. Like there should have been more gravitas to that shit. There should have been more emotion to that. Go fuck yourself. You can't just say shit to say it. Like I'm a big fucking believer in it. I think in Guardians of the Galaxy 3, he wasted that fuck on the door. You know, when he told Nebula, press the fucking button or open up the fucking door. Like, he wasted that, because that I'm gonna fucking kill you would have been better when he was talking to the creator, whatever the fuck his name was, when Rocket was on the table dying. Like, I think that would have hit harder. Like, that would have been the moment where everybody would have been, that aggression that everybody had at the moment for the hatred would have fed into it. It would have all connected there. When Cody's like, "Oh, fuck yourself," it's like, oh man, what? Like, yeah, it's a rise because we never heard that before, but when you think about it, you go, damn, they wasted that for Cody to say to The Rock. And then that's how you say it. You know, because I don't know about you, but I remember stuff. And I remember The Rock talking shit about Cody's mom. I remember The Rock wiping Cody's blood on a weight belt that has his mom's name on it. I remember him talking shit about Cody's father, about his family, beating the shit out of this man. And now all of a sudden they're sharing a drink, going to the car. All of a sudden, I want your soul. And then the best you got is Rock. Oh, fuck yourself. What? Did that not happen? Like, have you never disliked somebody before? Like, have you never had a grudge with someone before? Like, you know, part of this is supposed to be real, right? Like, we're supposed to feel like this is real. And Pat McAfee, yeah, he had the emotion to say motherfucker, blah, blah, blah. And it felt real. It felt genuine what he was saying. Like, he was mad at Gunther. Get it. Cool. He used the words correctly. He used too many of them, but he used them correctly. Cool. Cody, I think right now they're abusing whatever kind of magic they have with it. Because Austin was giving the finger to everybody. He never used the word. And Austin, I think, can tell somebody to go fuck themselves better than anybody. My idea was Cross comes out and attacks Jay, and you book Karrion and Jay at Backlash. Yeah, I mean, that would have worked, especially with the way they're telling the stories now, because it's just pop up now. This is what's happening, and there's no real backstory. There's no real like gravity to the situation, and like I was saying before you got here, John Cena and Randy Orton was just basically, John, I want to be champion too, and you need kids. How dare you say I need kids? How dare you say, how dare me? You cannot be the champion for long. I'm coming for you. Well, I'm the last real champion, and anyone after me will be a fake champion because I'm the last real one. You would have plastic. You would not be this gold. You know, like that was the promo I heard on SmackDown. I don't know if you heard the same shit. That's what I heard. Turner Classic Movies was on when they fucking was talking. Yeah, man, that they don't tell stories anymore. No, you're just being booked. They're booking matches. True. But the stories they are telling, they're weak. But when they finally have something that they can tell, they shit on it. Like, I don't know about y'all, but I was excited to see Roxanne versus Bayley. Because I was like, yo, this is Roxanne's way of coming to the main roster, and she's going to wrestle Bayley, arguably at the time the best women's wrestler on NXT versus the best women's wrestler on Raw. Boom, this is going to be magic. Bayley and Roxanne, that's going to be magic. But nope, scratch that. We need a tag team partner for Valkyrie. And then the best part, scratch that. We need a tag team partner for Valkyrie. We got a tag team partner for Valkyrie. Well, scratch that. We need another partner for Valkyrie because they're in the same country. They're from the same country. All right, cool. We got this one now. They're gonna be the tag team champions. All right, cool. They're gonna run the tag team division for a while. Perfect. It turns out Liv was leaving anyway, so we can take the title off her. We ain't gotta worry about, coming up with some bullshit. No. Give it back to Liv and Raquel. Why? Because the women from the same country they're gonna fight now. Why are they gonna fight? Because they lost. Everyone loses. I mean, Becky lost half the times, half a match. No, but she's mad at this one. Oh, this one personal. Like, they should never lost this one. This is the one that broke the camel's back. Okay, cool. All right, now what? What now? How we gonna make this work? Oh well, she's gonna come out and she's gonna say stuff, and then Valkyrie's gonna come out and challenge her for the Intercontinental title. Oh, okay. So Becky's gonna be the new Intercontinental champion. Valkyrie's just gonna hold the title. Because I don't get this. The champion challenges people shit. I don't care who you think you are. I'm the champion. You deserve a shot at my title. I don't deserve a shot at you. Like, what the fuck? I sound like a spider villain. I'm trying to. Leon, this is the way I hear them speaking. This is the way I hear them speaking. Because it gets, like, my brain tries to process this shit and make it, like, make sense. So that's the only way it makes sense to me when this shit happens. And and so here we go with this shit. Right? I'm trying to cover everything before we get a guest, and then we start talking about other topics. But Ricochet comes up with the WWE made him lose his love for wrestling, and the AEW helped him find it again. And I don't know the man. I don't know what he went through. I can only tell you what I see on TV, and I think that's full of shit. I think we're in an era where people say shit now just to get looks, just to get likes and activity in their pages. And I think they're full of shit. I think most of the shit that is online about shit is full of shit. Even though he tweeted it himself. Like, the shit I saw, it looked like it came from his account. Whatever, I don't care. Like I said, I don't care about that. Like, I don't care about that shit. I'm not the one paying them. I don't live with them. I watched them. And I'm saying, like, you got to be full of shit with that. You went to AEW to do the same exact thing you was doing WWE. WWE didn't have you in the back with catering. Every week you was on TV wrestling somebody. You was Intercontinental champion multiple times, United States champion multiple times. You was a speed champion. You was out there. They tried to put you in a rivalry with the Hurt Business. It didn't work. They tried to put you in tag teams with Malachi Black. Didn't work. They tried to do all this other shit. Didn't work. Like, where did you lose your love for wrestling? Like, what part of this did you lose your love for wrestling? Because you're still doing these things. Like, the Royal Rumble, you stole the show when you did the high cross body drop with Logan Paul. Like, no one was stopping you from doing what you was doing. And then you go to AEW and you're still doing the same thing. Like, you're losing to people on AEW, and now you got this stupid ass gimmick with and and this shit. You want to be a bad guy? Like, that's cool. I don't know what you're going for, but if it's stupid, like, if you're trying to be the silly person that no one takes serious and everyone wants to beat the shit out of, you're winning, bro. Like, you're doing this shit at the top of your game, I guess. But what? Like, there was no visibility of you losing your love for wrestling. You didn't even look like you was going through the motions. It just looked like the same shit you was doing now. So what's going on here? I don't know if y'all heard that or not. I don't know. Like, I don't know what's going on here. You know who looked like they lost their love for wrestling? Cena. Cena looked like he lost his love for wrestling. Why? Because he's not putting any effort into this fucking character. And you can tell he's not putting any effort. I don't know how much they're paying him or what favor they're giving him or what he had to do to be this character, but that whole I'm going to ruin wrestling for you, bro. It's not a storyline. That's what you've been doing since you got here. Like, that's not... Sounds like retarded. Yeah, right? But like, think about it. That's not really something new, especially for a fan like me. There's nothing new. Gonna ruin wrestling. Yeah, you kind of ruined wrestling the way you wrestled. That match with Cody Rhodes, 45 fucking FUs or attitude adjustments. Well, let's be real. It's like 6 or 7 of them, and then the title belt knocks him out. What? Like, yo, you're not ruining wrestling on purpose. You just can't do it. And I get the kids loving him and Ray loving him, because I grew up loving Hogan. And Hogan was on a bigger level than that. Because, yo, listen, and nobody... Hogan made WrestleMania. And Hogan held this company down for years. And then it went down. And then, so, it, like, think about it. Hogan and Macho Man, let's say, is Magic Johnson and Larry Bird. And The Rock and Austin is Hogan, is Jordan and Pippen. And then John Cena's LeBron. So I get why people like him, because, you know, he's the hero. But let's be real. And when Hogan was wrestling, not like, by no means is he a Bret Hart or Shawn Michaels, but we established that already. But when Hogan was wrestling, it kind of looked like there was times he could lose, and he did lose. He lost to Ultimate Warrior, and I argue that was one of Warrior's best matches. Wasn't better than his retirement match with Macho Man, but that's Macho Man wrestling. You know what I'm saying? He lost, you know, to Andre the Giant, the world title, so they can have the tournament at WrestleMania 4. He lost to Yoko. You know, he put, like, everybody wanted to work with him, according to Bobby the Brain Heenan, because he made money. Like, this dude, like, yeah, people they go here and they say, oh, it's not gonna work for me, brother. Well, let's what's up, Gabriel Iglesias? Respectfully. Damn, bro. You can't hear me? And y'all I mean, y'all have to hear me, because I'm fucking... Yeah, y'all have to hear me, because y'all respond to me. Where you at? Oh, you on Twitch? Let me see. Nah, dude, on my feeds, I'm sounding good. Cena is Labuki, who lost yesterday. Yo, listen, Anthony Edwards is not giving up that Lakers in 5 shit. He's like, yep, we beat Lakers in 5. But yeah, man, try putting up your volume. My bad, 420 bass. But yeah, where was I getting at? Yeah. So he W Sheen, when is the next giveaway? When's the next giveaway? Shit, bro. I gave away an Xbox 360, man, and that shit did not work for me. The next giveaway is probably when I get to 1 million followers. Then I'll give away this used sample of lip balm. All right? You can taste the toes on your lips. There's the tariffs. I feel you. I don't know what this shit is. They got this, but the dentist gave this shit to me. They give out care packages. Oral Labs. Lips natural. Shit. But yeah. Hogan did. But if you think about it, there was proof in the pudding. Like, he even said it, and like, goddamn it, like, it makes sense. If there was someone better than him in the 90s, no one stepped up. There was nobody better than him in the 90s. He was selling tickets left and right. He went to NWO. He did his thing. But there were people that were still shining when Hogan was there. I don't know. Xbox did a price hike today. Shit. Well, listen, man. Everything's going to cost more now. And then they're going to complain that no one's buying shit. Just like how the story with The Rock, and I'll say it again, is like, the tickets aren't selling. it's not because people didn't want to go to Elimination Chamber and watch it. It's because they couldn't afford to go to Elimination Chamber and watch it. I think Triple H was saying that he wanted his tickets to be like $700. Bro, you make that shit that much, that price, people ain't gonna buy your shit. Like, yeah, WrestleMania, because you got a year to save up for that, because you know WrestleMania every year is gonna be WrestleMania. You're gonna go to Backlash and pay $700 a ticket? I don't care who's wrestling. That's Backlash, bro. Maybe Royal Rumble, SummerSlam, and WrestleMania. Survivor Series, I don't know, because Survivor Series isn't. It's the top four. It's one of the top fours. But Survivor Series hasn't been as traditional as the Royal Rumble, SummerSlam, and WrestleMania have been. You know what I'm saying? Because Royal Rumble, every year there's always a Royal Rumble. Every year, SummerSlam has always been like the biggest event of the summer. So something big happens in SummerSlam. Same thing with WrestleMania. But the thing with Survivor Series, we don't have the Survivor Series match. Like, they went away for that, and it became a normal pay-per-view. I'm not going to call it PLE. It became a normal pay-per-view for many years. And then we got War Games the last couple of years. And that was... It's cool, but I still don't think War Games by itself is better than the Survivor Series matches. Because I think for like 2-3 years, we used to have 4-on-4 matches, and then the winners of those matches would go into the Sole Survivors match. Like, it would be an actual survival series of matches. And I think that was so fucking cool. Then they just went away with it. You know, which 1 year they had a tournament, a 1-day tournament. That's the one that The Rock won his first title in, when he screwed over Mankind and joined with Vince McMahon and Shane McMahon to become the corporate champion. You know what I'm saying? So like, that was cool, because you're the sole survivor of this tournament. There's a series of matches you have to survive. Beautiful. War Games has been cool because the stories that they tell with the bloodline. But now it feels like we don't have this year-long shit, because the trifecta of terror, which that's what I'm calling them. They're not the Dangerous Alliance in my eyes. The trifecta of terror. I don't see them looking like a War Games match. You know what I'm saying? So Survivor Series, depending on what you advertise for it, I don't think people are going to pay that much money for that shit either. Not nowadays. Like, are y'all willing to pay $700 a ticket for Backlash to see Logan Paul versus Jey Uso, Randy Orton versus John Cena for the 22nd time, Becky Lynch versus Lyra Valkyria? What other shit they got here? Hold on, let's see what they got for Backlash already. Yeah, they got Orton and Cena, Lyra and Becky, and Pat McAfee versus Gunther. Who else? And they haven't advertised this shit yet, but we know it's gonna be Jay versus Logan Paul. You gonna pay $700 for that? To be honest with you, dude, I love wrestling. I grew up on wrestling. That's the only thing I watched when I was a kid. I still watch it to this fucking day. We have a cop. I don't know if you guys know this. We have a podcast about wrestling every Thursday from 9 to 12. You know what I'm saying? We speak about wrestling every Thursday. On Monday also, we do a Raw watch along. Sometimes on Friday, we watch SmackDown while we're talking shit about life. I don't know if you guys noticed. Tune in. But I'm not paying $700 for that. Shit, $180 sounds more like it. That's how much it was. The first year we went to Madison Square Garden for the Christmas tour. It was the day after Christmas. I think it was like $180 for 2 tickets, and that was in the upper deck. And then we splurged a little bit more. It was like $210 for mid row, and that was fine. Like, that was like, all right, I'm willing to pay this for a house show. Now $700 for a Backlash. That's crazy. Now, Yeah, granted, I'm pretty sure some of the tickets are cheaper than that, but that's what this man said. He was aiming for $700. Dude, I don't know if I heard it right. Maybe if I didn't hear it right, let me know. But there was a video where a fan was talking to her and they told them the ticket prices. I think she said $30,000 for tickets. Bro, unless I'm a millionaire, I can't pay $30,000 to go see WWE when it's $5.99 on Peacock. That's crazy. That's crazy. You spent some people's salary, yearly salary, to go watch WrestleMania. And then that's what you got. Imagine that. You spent $30,000 to watch WrestleMania 41, and that's what you got. Not WrestleMania 40, not WrestleMania 39, WrestleMania 41. That's crazy. $30,000 to watch that. They couldn't even give you a decent match with Cody and Cena. And I don't care when anybody says he lost a step. Yeah, Hogan was 50-something years old when he fought the. Let's look it up. We got the power Google. How old was Hulk Hogan when he wrestled The Rock? He was 48 years old. Let's see now. How old is John Cena? John Cena is 48 years old right now. So at the same age, where John Cena did not have any surgeries except for maybe his shoulder, I believe, or was it his shoulder and his neck or something? Where Hogan already had hip surgery, back surgery, he lost 2 inches, and wrestled for when he started wrestling in the 80s. When was WrestleMania? 2002. He wrestled, yeah. All right, let's see. How long was wrestling? $34 years from 1977 to 2012. All right, so 24 years. So roughly around as long as John Cena has, at the same age as John Cena, and to this day, people are putting up the match with Hulk Hogan and The Rock stole the show at WrestleMania 19. No, WrestleMania 18. And at the same age, at the same length, John Cena couldn't put on a decent match with Cody Rhodes. Mind you, the story is that Hogan led that match. Just saying. I know Gigi made the mention on Monday that the fans suck because their energy isn't there and we feed off the energy of the fans. And most of the time I'm watching Raw on mute, so I don't hear the energy. I don't hear the fans. But here's the thing, though. If the fans' energy sucks, is because the wrestlers ain't doing nothing to get the energy up. Like, how many times have you seen the fans be quiet and the wrestler do some amazing shit and now the fans are in it? Isn't the wrestler's job to make the fans in the match? Granted, sometimes it doesn't happen, but like it's possible. You're supposed to do it. That's your job. Like Io Sky, Bianca Belair, and Rhea Ripley put the fucking fans into that match. They were fucking energetic for that shit. They were energetic for Dominic Mysterio winning the Intercontinental title. What were they getting paid to cheer for Cena and Cody? And they just didn't do their job right? Like what I miss? Surgery on his mouth. Talk too much shit. Shit. I don't know, man. And yo, you want to talk about storylines with AEW? I don't watch AEW like that. I know what's going on with Mercedes Moné because she's the only one that really promotes her shit. Like everything she does, there's like 25 pages that show what she did. So if she said a word on AEW, I heard it 30 times. But then I see the thing with MJF and the Hurt Syndicate. And I'm sitting here going, wow. Your former world heavyweight champion, MJF, is doing this shit with the Hurt Syndicate. He's trying to join them. Why? Then I'm sitting here just thinking, I'm like, oh shit. So everybody wants MJF. How many of y'all want to see MJF in WWE? A legitimate question. How many of y'all want to see MJF in WWE? Because I got a little surprise for y'all. He's called The Miz. The way MJF is acting right now, he's like a knockoff version of The Miz. Sorry. The Miz has been saying controversial shit since he's got there. He's been the guy that you put up against other people to make them look better and him look bad. The shit he's doing with Carmelo Hayes, I'm enjoying. I don't know what the fuck, why MJF needs to be doing this shit with the Hurt Syndicate. I saw it on the TV Guide by turning the play. Yeah, because to be honest with you, there's nothing. I watched the pay-per-view. I paid for the pay-per-view. And I'm sitting there going, wow, this is the first time I ever regret buying the pay-per-view. Usually the matches are good. They'll sustain you. They're like, yo, this is, fuck it. It was worth it. We got to see good wrestling. And now I'm like, oh no, we're watching the same thing. Cause you ever notice, what is this nigga's name? Will Ospreay. You ever notice all of his matches are the same? Like, really watch the match. Like, the ending of each match is the same. His match with his boy, I forgot his boy's name. His match with Swerve Strickland. His match with Bryan Danielson. His match with Okeshka. They're all the same. They all end up the same. Like, he's giving his all to do this shit, and they're hitting him with every move, and they're kicking out of all of his. And the 18th time he hit this fucking elbow, and he doesn't want to do this fucking Tiger Driver shit, and he hit him with the elbow again, and they hit him with his move, and we watched 75 finishing moves, and at the end of the day, it's like, yo, bro, pin me. That did the finishing move on this motherfucker so much you could pin me right now. Gunther didn't seem like he wasn't in his match at WrestleMania. Yeah, not for nothing. That match didn't tell the story that I think they wanted it to. Like, I see Jay doing Gunther's moves, but it was so back to back to back. It kind of felt like this turn was like, yo, dude, y'all only got 2 minutes. We got to wrap this shit up. And they did their final sequence fast. That's the only thing I can think of why everything happened so fast. Because if it would have slowed down that final segment of the match where Jay was doing Gunther's moves, slowed down a little bit, people would have realized, wait a minute. He's doing Gunther's shit. I think that would have caught more. But it happened so fast. His name is Kyle Fletcher or some shit like. Oh yeah, Kyle. There you go. Him. Which he's a pretty good wrestler too, but I don't know what any of these guys' characters are. Not everybody's character can be, I'm the best wrestler in the world. Okay, cool. Everyone here is the best. So no one's gonna lose. That's why it takes 45 fucking finishes. At this point, you're gonna have to make a new finisher called the finisher. Because you have finishes, you have super finishes, but we don't have a finisher yet, and that's gonna definitively end the match. And you're sitting here, what the fuck, Knicks? Like they're losing or some shit. Now I gotta check out the fuck is going on with the Knicks. 5 minutes left. We're down by 2. All right, we got time. We got time. We got 4 minutes left. Yo, I don't know if you heard me yesterday, but if the best 3-point shooter in the game can't come back from a 14-point deficit in 4 minutes and 57 seconds, y'all should have just got off the court then. They sat his ass down. Like, I don't understand why the fuck Steph Curry wasn't on the court trying to get back in the game. If Reggie Miller could do it against the Knicks, he could do it against the Rockets. But yeah, we ain't talking about sports right now, normal guy. Yeah. Yeah, so I don't get it. And then I never bought into Jon Moxley. I don't know how y'all felt about Jon Moxley in WWE or before WWE, or how you feel about him now in AEW. I never bought into him. I think, like, I call him Superman. He's not really selling shit. It's almost like a fake tough guy. Like, I don't want to call him a fake tough guy because he's done some shit that, you know, takes balls and you have to be tough to withstand it, but it's still like you're so over the top with the shit that it's like, all right, bro, relax. You know? It's like, I could see him falling off of the fucking, like, if they ever had a scaffold match, I could see him falling off of the scaffold through 3 tables, a fucking yard's worth of light bulbs and thumbtacks and getting up and choking someone out. Like, if he didn't just fucking fall from 40 feet in the sky. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can see that from him. And that's what makes me go, all right, this fucking guy, I don't care anymore. I'm done with him. I don't want to watch this match. You know? So then I see that shit, and I don't know what the fuck the story is with that. I know people are complaining that he has his belt, the heavyweight belt in the briefcase, and he doesn't show it. I mean, if that's not revolutionary, if that's not fucking changing the game of wrestling, I don't know what is. You have something in common with him now. Y'all say you the champion, but you can't prove it because you're not showing the title. I don't know. It's just, what am I supposed to sit here and oh no, like, because, you know, people like, but they put on good matches. Like, okay, cool. And the Zone has good boxing. Well, I'm not gonna pay money to watch that shit. I didn't know this fucking guy Garcia is wrestling in Times Square this weekend. Like, in the middle of Times Square, he's having a boxing match. I didn't know until yesterday, and Hodge told me that. And I don't give a shit. Because the last time we saw him box against Gervonta Davis, he looked like a fucking amateur. And the funny thing is, Gervonta Davis told him, is like, yo, I'm gonna just hit you. He's like, oh, you guys the left hook. He's like, all right, and then he hit him with the left hook and he died. He's like, bro, we're in the era where you need to talk more shit than have more talent. Like, what the fuck? The people who talk shit put in work and had talent. And they talk shit after they whooped your ass. Once they had that legitimate win streak and they was like, all right, people can't touch me, I'm on another level. Now I'm talking shit. It wasn't I was born out the womb talking shit and I don't know how to walk yet. Like, what the fuck? I don't know why my Hulu is bugging out. Is it Hulu or is it the game? Oh, fucking course. All right. I'm gonna say, of course, the fucking Max don't have it. All right, let's see this shit now. But yeah, I don't understand that. So Mercedes is in the finals with the Owen Hart tournament, which we saw coming, and she's wrestling Jamie Hayter, which kind of looks weird with the shit she's rocking now. And they mentioned the Scooby-Doo shit. Like I said, whatever Mercedes say, I hear 5 times because there's so many channels that just repeat her shit. I ain't gonna lie, I like the way she looks, so I follow. But yeah. So I was like, all right, cool. Mercedes is probably gonna get a title shot at All In. And if she loses Jamie Hayter, that's kind of gonna be stupid. You know, it's kind of gonna be stupid because Jamie Hayter just came out of nowhere. You kind of have a year's worth of Mercedes and fucking Tony Storm right there. Like both of them been champions. They've both been the top women's wrestlers for the last year in this whole division. So they just tied the game. The Knicks just tied the game. Oh my God! Don't hold your breath. Like let's breathe together. But yeah. And then I don't know anything else that's happening. All right, this is gonna be a back and forth game, but at least they're playing in the fucking paint. All right, AEW. Let's go to AEW. Let's figure out backstage update on John Matthews' role with AEW. Josh Matthews is in AEW. They just broke the code. Oh yeah, the Young Bucks is with Ricochet now. Like, what was the deal with the Young Bucks? They came back to help John Moxley, and then John Moxley started fighting Samoa Joe. Which Samoa Joe, I believe, is legitimately a tough guy. Like, he has that look on his face like he would fuck people up. But all right, let's see the results for April 23rd. When was that? Last week? That was Friday. All right, let's see. Master P, AEW World Trio Champions, the Ops and Powerhouse Hobbs were interrupted by the Death Riders. Okay. Wait, so Samoa Joe and this guy, the Ops, and Powerhouse Hobbs is just there. I like that they did something with Powerhouse Hobbs. It only took 5 years. Mark Briscoe defeated Ricochet. Okay. Ricochet, that's helping you get your love back. I get it. FTR and Stokely Hathaway rattle the Rock and Roll Express. Yo, they still fucking. Why is it that when you want to make a team, a tag team bad outside of the WWE, you beat up the Rock and Roll Express? Am I bugging? Is this like the 4th time that the Rock and Roll Express came to AEW and they got the ass kicked? Like, aren't they fucking 70 years old? I get it. They're fucking legends, and all power to them, all props to them. But you can't fucking think of another thing to do with your tag teams to get them over than to beat up the fucking Rock and Roll Express. Like, what the fuck, bro? Like, in all honesty, you can't do nothing else. They just power drive Edge. They power drove him. And now they're bad guys because the power driver is the most dangerous move in wrestling all of a sudden. When is the Super Juniors? So, shit, I don't fucking. Isn't AEW the Super Juniors? All right, let's see. When is the Super Juniors? Is it AEW? I don't know why it turned to Super Jumps. New Japan Pro Wrestling Best of Super Juniors 32 tournament will be held from May 10th to June 1st. So that is next Saturday until 4 weeks from now. June 1st is a Sunday. But Nick Wayne is on the card. Okay. So June 10th to May 10th to June 1st. Block revealed. Preview the 32nd annual Best of Super Junior tournament kicks off May 9th in Chiba, as 20 of the best junior heavyweight wrestlers in the world will do battle in 2 blocks of round robin competition building to the finals in Ata June 1. I figured it was New Japan when you said the Super Juniors because I know they have the seniors, the juniors, the super juniors, the super duper juniors, the super heavyweights, the super duper heavyweights, the heavies, and the weights, and they're all different divisions. That's one thing I know about Japan. They put everything in the. They have a 199-pound division and a 199.5-pound division, and they can't wrestle each other, no matter what it is. And there's a tournament for all that. Like right now, they just finished the 9-finger tournament. Every wrestler that has 9 fingers had a tournament in New Japan. I'm gonna be at Dynamite in 2 weeks. Okay, so let's see. Let's see the events. When is what? All right, Dynamite is on Wednesday. 2 weeks from now is the 14th. Let's see, May 3rd, May 14th. Each break, Dynamite in the Now Arena. Okay. They're advertising AEW World Champion Samoa Joe. Well, the World Championship match, Samoa Joe versus John Moxley in a steel cage. Okay, so you're gonna get to see a steel cage match. That's dope. Willow Nightingale is there. I love Willow Nightingale. Willow Nightingale is an amazing talent. I would love to have Willow Nightingale in WWE. Shit, usually they have Dynamite and Rampage at the same night. So just be ready for fucking 25 hours of wrestling. I was thinking CMLL or Triple R when you said Super Juniors. That also works, but wouldn't I think there'll be like cruiserweight to or something. Shit. The Pacers are up 112 to 105 right now. 2 minutes left in the fourth quarter. Come on, Knicks. Okay. The charge foul. Fuck. Brunson just scored a fucking 2 and they called it a charge. So give me a second. Let me blow my nose. And too old for this shit. Oh, it wasn't a charge. They called blocking foul. All right. So it's 107 to 112 now. And then they go to commercial. Son of a bitch. All right, so Leon, you excited for that cage match? John Moxley versus Mojo? Shit. What up, Janelle? Tibbs need to get fired. This is what I'm hearing. I keep hearing that shit. Why my shit just turned black? But I don't know, man. Then they want fucking Giannis Antetokounmpo on the Knicks, and they're ready to trade even more assets. Like Giannis can't be a secondary team. Like he can't just be defense. Like we're lacking a lot just to get Giannis. We need to get more people and get Giannis for the cheap. Like I think we should get Giannis when he becomes a free agent. Conan is kiss up to WWE now. You saying Conan is kissing WWE's ass? Is that what you're trying to say? I know they said something about Conan coming back or something. I don't know, but it'd be dope if they try to. Even though like the fantasy of having Triple R with WWE is now we could have the cruiserweight division back and it'll be real now. But let's be real. The only people that did the cruiserweight division right was WCW. No matter how much other people tried it, WCW is the only one that was able to successfully do the cruiserweight division. And what are you going to do? You're going to have your own cruiserweight show? But I'd have a Triple R show. You know what I'm saying? Just make it completely different than the WWE shit, and it would kind of be like a fourth brand. Looks like my fucking fish is doing fucking handstands there. The Knicks need toe and Hutch. We do. If Myra comes to WWE, do you think you would go to the main roster to NXT? I think NXT. And I only say that because the WWE has their own style of wrestling. Because they're more of a show than a wrestler show. Like, remember, they're putting on a production for TV. Where most of the time, other wrestlers are putting on the show for the crowd. But WWE's putting on a show for TV. Conan was always a WWE show. Okay. What kind of fish do I have? I have blue gouramis. They called something else, but the name means blue. So I have 4 blue gouramis. That's these big ones over here. I don't know. I have about 7. I bought 8, but I have 7 left. Mollies are the yellow ones. And then I have 3 guppies left. Out of all those babies, more than half the babies I brought to my jobs, they're still good. But a lot of the guppies died in this tank. I don't know why. I don't know if it's because some of them were pregnant and the fucking gouramis ate the babies, or they're just fucking dying because of some shit. Like, it could also be the ratios off from male to female, and it's stressing the females out. I don't know. But yeah, that's what's happening. And then I got 3 live plants in here, which are doing a lot better than I thought, because I thought I was gonna kill these plants because I'm not really giving like any kind of food in there. They just, because they eat the detritus, which is the fish shit and the waste. So they eat that, and then the light supplies the light they need to feed off of the sun. So wow, great play by the Knicks. Yo, it's 110 to 112, and Carl Anthony Towns going to take the shots. So yo, dude, we can't lose this game. Put them down now. Don't wait until fucking game 7, because the Boston's already waiting for it. We can't sit here and fucking bullshit with Boston. You know what I'm saying? Boston's already waiting for it. But yeah, man, what else do we got here? It wasn't really much that happened in Wrestling Raw. All right, so Stephanie McCoy made her debut on Raw, which I'm excited to see. Roxanne and Julia also had their matches on Raw. Well, Roxanne had a match Julia interrupted, which was dope. I like to see that they're going to Raw. To be honest with you, I don't like people go to SmackDown because I don't watch SmackDown as much, and I feel like Raw actually gives opportunities to these people to do shit. For some reason, when they're on SmackDown, it's almost like, look at them, and then, okay, cool, they're out here, they're not doing nothing. I think LA Knight would have been a bigger champion if he was a champion on Raw than if he was a champion on SmackDown. I don't know. Does that make sense? Like SmackDown's matches don't mean shit? Am I bugging? All right, so Carl Anthony Towns hits one of his free throws. It's a 111 to 112, 1 minute and 8 seconds left. Jalen Brunson is holding the ball on the top of the key. There's 3 seconds left in the shot clock, and he's going to force his shot, and it's a turnover. Bro, I get you want to be a hero. Pass the fucking... One, where's everybody getting open to get the ball or to set a pick to give him help so he can score? And 2, why the fuck are you holding the ball for fucking 13 seconds? Like, does no one know how to play basketball? Like, in all honesty, the game is on the line. We're down by 1. Why the fuck wouldn't you try to set a pick for Brunson to get open, or get open so you can get the fucking ball and take some of the pressure off his ass? Pleasantly, John Cena versus Orton, part 1856. You're 100% correct. It's 100% correct. I was looking this shit up. This will be the 22nd time these fucking people wrestle for the title. And it's crazy. And like I said earlier, this match, the buildup in it is non-existent. Like, they have so much history together. They think that just because Randy Orton pops up out of nowhere and RKO's John Cena, that's it. But John Cena is like, how dare you? I'm an outsider because I went to the movies. And Randy Orton is telling John Cena he needs kids. Did y'all see that shit? That Randy Orton is telling John Cena he needs to have kids? There's only 2 good matches at best between them two. And it's probably when there was someone else involved in the match. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? 2 is cut. 2 is fucking is a tall ask. But I'm pretty sure it's probably when it was a triple threat match, or probably that ladder match that Orton won to win both the world and the WWE title. When will Omos show up on Raw? I don't know. Do we really need him? Like, what do we do with Omos? And why is Raw the place that we're seeing John Cena? No, but like, what do we do with Omos? Do we make him an enforcer for somebody? Like, who does he wrestle against? I wouldn't put him up against Jay, even though, like, you know, that's the giant and Jay got to overcome the giant, but Jay just overcame Gunther. To have him go up against another giant right now would be some crazy shit. And then Omos isn't that talented to have that world title run. I'll give them SummerSlam 07 and the I Quit match at Breaking Point. That's it. The I Quit match at Breaking Point? Shit, I don't even remember that fucking match. But then again, a lot of those stipulation matches that Cena had was all bullshit anyway, so. Where he duct taped Batista to the post and he couldn't stand, and that's how he won the last man standing match. Like, really? That's what we're doing here? But yeah, I don't get it. There's no have him join Seth and be the extra muscle. Omos, Braun Breaker, and Seth Rollins, the trifecta of terror. Put me to sleep now, Mr. Loki. Like, I was already falling asleep when Seth Rollins walks out, but put me to sleep now. How do you have Paul Heyman in your corner and my man didn't say one fucking word on Monday Night Raw? And then the first person that they go after is Sami Zayn, who hasn't been there for fucking since Royal Rumble. And I don't know if you know this, but it's not like someone took him out, because Kevin Owens was hurt Royal Rumble. Right? So he just wasn't there. He just didn't show up. He was on vacation. And then he's the one fighting Seth. And he's the one telling Seth that Seth is delusional, where he joined up with the Bloodline anyway. And then this team isn't even as good as the Bloodline. So what are we doing here? Omos being Seth Muscle will be like Braun redundant. Yeah, especially if they're not trying to make Braun his own person. Like, if Braun was not the muscle of the team, which they already established he's the muscle of the team on Monday Night Raw when he wrestled Seth. I mean, when he wrestled fucking Sami Zayn for Seth Rollins. So that means he's the muscle. He's the enforcer. If he was his own man and it just so happens that Paul Heyman's with both of them and he's just standing out there because Paul Heyman's going to advocate for him now, and then Omos was the guy that's with Seth, and it was like Seth is with Omos and Braun Breaker's with Paul and Paul's with both of them, cool. I know that sounded fucking complicated to hear, but it makes sense in my head. But Omos, Braun Breaker, like, what's next? The APA? You gonna have the APA come out with Seth? It's gonna be nothing but muscles. Just might as well have an entourage. Get the dudes. Y'all might be too young for this. Remember the movie Be Cool with The Rock and John Travolta? It was a playoff of I think it was like a remake of the first Be Cool, but Cedric the Entertainer was walking around with all those fucking guys the size of baby elephants. Get those motherfuckers and have them walking around with Seth. But yo, listen to this. I want y'all to think about it. I said this earlier. If you was with me in the beginning of the podcast, I said this earlier. Seth Rollins came out fucking 16 minutes on Monday Night Raw, spoke. They had that match. Get this. He's able to get Sami Zayn a title shot if he goes to SmackDown. Just like that. He can't get Braun Breaker a rematch for the Intercontinental title. And the only important thing that people talk about from Raw was the fact that his coat was $13,000. His coat got over more than he did on Monday Night Raw. Go figure that one out. How bad do you have to be that your coat gets over more than you? Okay, Brunson just hit a long 3 with 4 seconds left. It's 116 and 113. That was a nice move by Brunson. That was a nice move. That was a nice clutch shot by Brunson. Now, don't celebrate too much. We got to play what's called defense. He did a nice little step back. My man went sailing. You saw the sail go up. The wind took his ass, and he wide open 3. Drained it. 4 seconds left. Beautiful. Now we got to play defense for 4 seconds. Don't let these motherfuckers score. Do not foul these motherfuckers. None of that shit. But yeah, Omos would. Yeah, I think Omos has to be his own person. And right now, oh, here you go. Here goes some thought. My 2 cents. This is where we're gonna put Omos. You put Omos as the new member of the Judgment Day that Dominic was talking about. Remember, Dominic was saying, yo, we should add a new member. We should add a new member. And they wanted Penta. Penta didn't go with him. And if Finn is going to turn his back on Dominic, let's say Dominic and Carlito and JD McDonald stay together and they wrestle Finn, you can have Omos in the Judgment Day and have like Dominic run the shit. And Omos is now the muscle there. Or you can have Omos with Finn and Finn starting his own group. But then again, I kind of want to see Finn by himself and let Finn go out. I think Finn should be going after that fucking world title against Jay. You know, at one point in this fucking run. You know what I'm saying? At one point in this run, I need to have Finn Balor go for the tag titles. All right, there you go. 0.4 seconds left, and the Pistons just shitted their fucking way out of this match, out of this game. There you go. Game's over. The Knicks win. Knicks going to the fucking round 2 against Boston. Because the Pistons, they had one shot, and my man passed the ball, and he hit that shit out of bounds. There you go. The Knicks won. See, normal guy knew he was fucking nervous. Nervous with 4 minutes left in the game, bro. 4 minutes left in the game. It's like a whole game left. Shit. But where do we put Omos? Like I said, I want to see Finn versus Jay. I think Finn versus Jay would be dope for both of them because Finn as a world champion is something we need to see again. And Jay having that level of competition, I think, would show a different side of him. Because he's been wrestling Braun Breaker and Gunther and Austin Theory and Ready Player One. He's been wrestling people that are like, But Finn is a different breed. He's a different monster. He's faster. He's more athletic. He's more elusive. He's got a better mind there. He can put on a fucking match. Maybe we see more of Jay than Jay being, showing more of the other guys. Omos was having a good run in Noah. That makes sense. So Omos in Judgment Day sounds, yeah, like that was just something that came to me right now. I was like, all right, they already set the precedent of a new person in Judgment Day. So you can have Omos and, Dominic, the title gets to his head. We're back to Dominic being in jail type shit. Dominic thinks he's the man with the title. Omos protecting him. There's nobody touching him. Boom, there you go. You got that gang mentality back. Right? And if you needed to, you take the titles off of the New Day, you can have, let's say, Omos and Carlito, the tag team champions. That's not going to be anytime soon because, the New Day needs to breed with that title, with those titles, because I'm tired of seeing people win titles just to lose them. Like that don't make sense to me. Like, why would they win the title just to lose it? But then again, they don't really have much of a reason for people to stay champion. But yeah, they're saying word around the street is that there's Triple H is gonna invest more hours in storytelling than he did in NXT Black and Gold. And I don't know what that means, but he's gonna spend more time with storytelling around the time where John Cena is gonna wrestle Randy Orton. Becky Lynch is back wrestling Lyra, and I've said it. I think it's something about Lyra always being somewhere. Like, she's always a challenger for something. Like, it was almost like we knew she was gonna be the Intercontinental Champion before the tournament happened. And then she's wrestling for the tag team titles with Bayley, and she's wrestling Bayley all the time, and she's always winning. And there's something, to me, I don't know, there's just something, it's not connecting with me. It's not connecting with me, that something about her style. Like, I see the wings on her, and it kind of looks like she got chicken wings. She looks like the chicken that always fights Peter in Family Guy. With those wings on. She's a good wrestler, but it's just, you're always there, you're always winning, you're always doing, like, there's no one else, and then it doesn't connect. And then Becky is just, she got the athleticism of a pencil. And then they're gonna have a match for no reason, and it's gonna be for the Intercontinental title. And then what? Becky wins the Intercontinental title, and now she's Grand Slam champion. Like, really? That's what we're doing here? And then you have Becky win the title to what? And now if Lyra comes in and Roxanne comes in and Julia comes in, there's no room for them now, because you just brought back Becky and she's the Intercontinental Champion, or she's wrestling for the Intercontinental title. Like, what are they doing? They're just gonna have grudge matches until someone decides, you know what? I think the title needs to be defended against someone else. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. So, like, where do we go from this? Like, what story? Because I don't want to see this shit. Like, I'm not. It's not that I don't want to see it. I'm not interested in it. It haven't made me interested in it. Anything that Cena has done, I'm not interested in. And when I was like, I'll give you a chance to be interested in this, you fucked it up, and you made me uninterested in it. Everybody was so excited to see Paul Heyman low blow Roman Reigns and CM Punk, and he's with Seth Rollins, and they're praising. It's like, this is the fucking best thing since sliced bread, and I didn't think that way. I was like, oh fuck, now we got more Seth Rollins. You know, and now I love how the minute they do something, they do anything, it's the greatest thing in the fucking world. It's like, bro, that's not how it works with me, at least. Just because you did something doesn't mean it's the best thing I've ever seen. You know, there's standards that you got to hold up to your own fucking standards. You know? But they did it, and everybody loves it, but everyone hates that Jay's the champion. And which is weird, because everybody's eating. So now is it everybody in the crowd is full of shit and they're just yeeting the yeet? Or this backlash online is the WWE making that up? Because I wouldn't be surprised if the WWE was making these false accusations that everyone hates the fact that Jay is the world champion. You know, to try to get more sympathy towards him. Because, you know, they're a fucking conglomerate. You think they don't know how to use social media to their advantage? You know what I'm saying? But then again, like, Jay's not that guy. He's I don't want to say he's a street nigga, but Jay's not a fucking white boy from Harvard. He's fucking small from the street. Like, him and Jimmy are dressed up as fucking hip hop gangsters. It pops his quiche. You don't need sympathy on this motherfucking side. You don't need none of that shit. Just let this motherfucker rock. I don't know what's so hard about that. Let my man rock and he'll do his thing. Right now, the Denver Nuggets are winning 22-18, first quarter, 3 minutes left. Denver's leading 3-2 also. Shit. You know what I'm saying? You let Jay do his thing, and I think he'd be bigger than now. You know, I think that's what's holding most of the shit that he's doing back. Because let's call a spade. Some of the build up with Gunther wasn't the best, but then again, I don't think that's Jay's character. I think the story that they're telling for most of these people goes against their character. Like, why did we need Jay to be afraid of Gunther when Jay was the guy that was with the tribal chief? He fought the tribal chief in a fucking I Quit match at the Hell in a Cell. What's going on, Gigi? He fought him, and now he's afraid of Gunther. I don't really see that as his character, being afraid of this man. But you ran with it, and really didn't do much to prove why he's afraid of Gunther. I was saying, I think if they let Jay do his thing, it would have been a bigger. He'd have been a bigger wrestler, been a bigger star. It would have been a better fucking build up if you let Jay do his thing instead of just saying that he's afraid of Gunther. I think it's more believable Sami Zayn is afraid of Gunther than Jay. Jay's from the street. He's from the hood. He's the guy that's willing to. He told Jacob Fatu, "I will smack the look off your face." And if there's anybody you're gonna be afraid of, it's Jacob Fatu. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on. Right? Shit. What's going on, G?
I'm sorry. I'm chewing. And all I can hear was the nerds crunching. And I didn't know if the microphone was going to pick that up or not. So I decided to put myself on mute to not all you hear is crunch. And it was amazing. Yeah, no, I agree. I think they should have just let him run with it. Oh shit. What? And you're here in the bathroom? All I see is the urinal.
Listen, you're not supposed to see that.
Well, I did. I can't unsee it. All right. I just got on here too. Okay. It's not nice. I'm tired.
Listen, I gotta go poopies. Fuck that. I gotta go poo poo.
What's
up, Fuzz?
Where's the JMO? After today, I need this.
Pass the JMO.
Shit, y'all left me out here for an hour and 38 minutes by myself, so I covered
No,
everything. So
whoa. You're speaking French. I don't know that language. Ray left you here by yourself. See, I gave my week notice of my absence and what time I was coming. I did the responsible thing. However, less than 24 hours, it is very unprofessional that Raymond Sanchez, who runs Respect the Craft, who is running a show July 19th called Respect, and it's going to be live at the Mecca in New Jersey, decided to not even give us a 2-hour warning prior to the show starting. Now, in my opinion, that sounds like it's a write-up. Because, I mean, he needs to be held accountable.
Yeah.
Accountability. We know Show never shows up. And if he does, he shows up late. Oh, listen. We come to accept these terms in your contract. At some point, you haven't gotten fired, so therefore, but Ray, that Ray. Oh, that Ray.
How dare you?
All right, so I gave John Cena a great lashing too.
I mean, that's expected from you.
You know what's funny? I actually looked it up. WrestleMania 18, Rock versus Hogan. A lot of people say that stole the show. They still talk about that match. At that point, Hulk Hogan wrestled for 24 years. He was 48 years old. WrestleMania 41 that happened a couple weeks ago, John Cena wrestled for 24 years and 48 years old, and that's the match he put on with Cody Rhodes. They wrestled the same length, at the same age, and they put on polar opposites matches.
I'm gonna say is that they just don't have chemistry together. I'm missing a Batgirl. Sorry, I just looked up and I realized that one of my Funko Pops is missing. I think Batgirl went to the Batcave somewhere. I don't know.
I was gonna say she might be out fighting crime.
She might.
How bad was this match John Cena put? I don't.
You ain't see it? I mean,
I don't think. No. What I feel is I don't think Hulk Hogan put a hell of a match. I think his allure put a hell of a match.
Hogan versus The Rock.
Well, listen, it is Hogan. Hogan got just as many moves as John Cena. Just saying. Listen.
That's right.
Especially during that time, and you have to admit to that. It's not you weren't getting Hogan from Japan, okay?
But
you were getting Hogan from 5 Moves of Death type shit. All right, listen. I think that hear me out. I think one day we should do a watch along. Hear me out. Of just those 2 matches. Like it's still very fresh in our mind that we have Cena and Cody. Right? I want to see the video package because the video package is always what sells. That is what it's essentially trying to sell you on this match. Right? The different promos they cut in, they put in together, boom. Then I want to, it's sad as I say, I want to rewatch the one with Cody and John Cena, but to be fair, I wasn't too thrilled about that match overall. And I was more thrilled with The Rock and Hogan. But the thing is that what WrestleMania was that again?
18.
18? I was 18 years old. So as an 18-year-old watching Hogan and The Rock, that's like for me as that 18-year-old child being, oh my God, this is the best thing ever. Oh my God. Ah!
Facts.
Where I'm watching John Cena and Cody Rhodes as a 41-year-old woman, and I'm like, what the fuck was that? But it's not just me thinking that this is a lot of other people. I low-key want to go back and watch WrestleMania 18 and watch Hogan and The Rock and that packaging and how that match went. And then really kind of put into comparison. But it's hard to do that because when I was 18, WrestleMania 18, there was a different vibe back then. Now it's just kind of saturated with social media in a sense of way because that's where we're at right now. So I still want to see the 2 because Hogan don't really got that many moves either, but the way they built that was good. And the thing is that The Rock and Hogan had good chemistry. Cody Rhodes and John Cena did not have good chemistry. They don't. They have good chemistry on the promos. They ain't got good chemistry in the ring. They clearly showed it.
So what was your rebuttal? I saw you twirling your pen. I know you needed to get off your defense against Hulk Hogan.
Well, this is the thing. Like, I get it. You want to re-look at the match, but when was the last time you saw Hulk Hogan versus Andre the Giant WrestleMania 3 Hogan show?
It's been a while.
But you would say that match was decent to good, right?
As a kid, it was decent to good. As a grown-up,
the last time you saw it, like right now.
Right now, the last time I saw it, it was more of a. I feel like it was 2 pros putting a match together, but not the best. I don't know how to. It was 2 pros that knew what they were doing.
They put a simple match together, right?
Yeah, there you go. You understood what I was trying to say.
Yeah, I got you. Now, you seen Cena and Cody Rhodes?
I did.
What do you think about that match?
I feel it was the same, but less of the allure. I don't know if that makes sense. The same, more of a 2 pros that needed to put a match together to entertain, but one of them was just a name. He was old. I don't know how to like Hulk Hogan. Hulk Hogan is a name. Like after a certain year, Hulk Hogan was a name. I think Goldberg is a name.
I think what you're trying to say is you had two big names wrestling each other, and one of them couldn't do it no more.
That's correct.
Okay, so now here's the thing, because that WrestleMania 3 is pretty much that.
Yeah.
Andre the Giant had back surgery. He couldn't stand for very long. He couldn't move at all. And Hogan put on a decent match with Andre. John Cena is perfectly healthy. Now, Hulk Hogan went under 25 surgeries within the last 10 years alone. Right? So, in 2002, when WrestleMania 18 happened, he already replaced his knee. His hips was gone. And he had significant back damage from doing the leg drop all the time. And he put on a crazy match with The Rock. Now, I get it. No matter how old you are, Undertaker and Shawn Michaels WrestleMania 25 is going to be that match. You can watch that match all the time. At this point, there's no part of me that wants to watch Cody versus Cena. Like, my brain is trying to erase that from my memory. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's the thing where, yeah, Hogan had 5 moves. A lot of wrestlers have 5 moves. But what do we connect to in the match? The emotion, the feeling, and the story that they're telling us in the match, right? Hogan versus Macho, Hogan versus Andre was two best friends. One of them turned on the other. Hogan is fighting to defend himself, and he's trying to body slam Andre. He's trying to take down the 8th wonder of the world, slamming him. Now, before WrestleMania 3 happened, Hogan was slamming Andre on the regular. But everyone says the first time Andre the Giant has ever been body slammed was WrestleMania 3. Because that's the story they told. Right? And we remember that body slam until now. WrestleMania 3 to 41, that's what? 20, that's 38 years. We remember that body slam. In 38 years, do you think we're going to remember anything from John Cena and Cody Rhodes?
The fact that he turned heel about it.
No, at WrestleMania, from the WrestleMania match, not the build-up.
Aside from him winning, nah, that.
Now, WrestleMania 13, Stone Cold Steve Austin versus Bret the Hitman Hart. I watched that match with both of them. Most of that match was outside of the ring. It wasn't a hardcore match, but it was a submission match. I quit match relatively, right? We remember from that match the blood coming down Austin's face and the fact that Austin transitioned from a heel to a face in the middle of the match. Right? Because that's what history told us, and that's what we remember because we lived it. Still to this day, people talk about that match and how it made history. Hogan and The Rock. I bring up that match because Hogan and The Rock. Hogan walked into WrestleMania 18, NWO Hogan, the heel, and walked out the red and yellow Hulk Hogan hero that we all grew up and loved. Because during that match, the fans turned on The Rock and cheered Hogan. And what did they do? They said, fuck it, let's go with it. They transitioned to that. Right? So it's not about the moves. Sometimes it's about the story. Because people argue that A-Rod is a better baseball player than Jeter. But Jeter was the captain of a dynasty. You feel me? So you can be better than Jeter. You can be better than Jeter, but Jeter won. You know what I'm saying? So that's where I'm getting at. Where if Cena and Cody were supposed to be that, they failed. And I'm bringing it up because they're at the same age, the same point in their careers, and they want to talk about how Cena took a step back. Hogan wasn't at his prime in that match. Andre wasn't at his prime in that match. Bret and Austin were at their prime in their match. Shawn Michaels wasn't at the prime of his career when he wrestled Undertaker. But the dance partner but Shawn Michaels and Undertaker always made magic. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So it's one of those things like there's not too many arguments to be made here. You can't tell me Cena lost a step because every wrestler gets better with age because what they wind up doing is learning how to do the basic shit better. I've listened to I forgot what it's called, but when the wrestler goes to the school and talks to the students, I forgot what they call that. But I've listened to Bryan Danielson go to Al Snow's school and talk to his students, and he said, "What makes Bret Hart so the excellence of execution and Mr. Perfect the best is that they did the simple shit perfect. They did the basic shit perfect. A suplex, a backbreaker, an atomic drop, a fucking Canadian, a Russian leg sweep, and an elbow from the middle rope. Those are 5 moves that Bret Hart did in every match.
Mm-hmm.
But most of his matches are considered masterpieces because basic, made to perfection.
It was the storytelling. Everything was he was perfect at every area of wrestling.
Dude,
puts it together.
WrestleMania 20, Goldberg versus Brock Lesnar. People say that match sucked. And people say that match sucked because the fans kind of took everybody out of the match by, booing them and chanting, "Get the fuck out," and all that other shit. I watched that match on mute once. That match was pretty good.
Gotta check it out.
You know what I'm saying? It wasn't the best match in the world, but it was pretty good for what they did. You know what I'm saying?
It was pretty good for them.
Yeah.
It was acceptable for them.
Yeah, like the story they were trying to get at, it was pretty good. Like by no means is it fucking Kurt versus Shawn or anything like. But then again, you wouldn't expect that from Goldberg and Brock. Like Brock can go, don't get me wrong, but it's just, you wouldn't expect that from 2 powerhouses like that. You know what I'm saying? So that's where I'm coming from. It's the story you want to talk about ruining wrestling. Where is this? Where is that story? Like I've said it earlier. You did it since you debuted. There's nothing new here. You're only ruining the match. And then if you watch SmackDown, Randy Orton challenged Cena, and the only thing he told Cena was that he needs to have kids. Remember back in the day when at least you called the champion a bitch and you got a title shot? Now you need to have kids, you get a title shot. What?
You try to get a title shot by calling Roman Reigns a bitch.
Yo, Roman Reigns been ducking me for 5 years. Roman Reigns and Simon Miller have been ducking me for 5 years, Joe. They're both ducking me. I am the legitimate champion right now with as much as people have been ducking me. but you feel me? Like
number one contender, baby.
Like, do I make sense with what I'm trying to tell you?
1,000%.
So
I do pose a question for you though.
Yeah.
Whenever you're ready. No, I don't. You can finish his thing.
No, I was
gonna ask you, do you feel it's more of the fan and not the wrestler? Because I feel like John Cena, because you said something. You said when Hulk Hogan fought The Rock, you had a certain expectation for him. His back hurt, this and that. You knew it was only going to be a few moves, but the way he put those 5 moves was incredible. Do you feel that John Cena might have put the same type of match with Cody, but the fans, Hulk Hogan's fans are a lot stronger. I don't know if you disagree. Are a lot stronger than John Cena's.
I would agree with that. But here's the thing though. Like I'm not giving on that. All right, so the one aspect that we're forgetting about WrestleMania 18 is The Rock. That match is good 85% because of The Rock. Now, Hogan kept up with him when Hogan was leading the match. From what we hear, the stories we hear, Hogan was leading the match. The Rock was following, but The Rock did everything to make that match what it was, and Hogan kept up with him. That's all we can ask for at this point. Keep up with The Rock, the young buck, the man that's going to take over the show. Where was that with Cody? It's almost like John Cena said, "This is the best I could do," and Cody said, "Don't worry, I'll match you." Instead of for Cody going, "I'm going to turn it up, and you give me the best you can do, and we're going to make this work." Like, it literally was like,
you just hit it in the word.
You know, it was like, Cena, what can you do? I can do a bunch of, attitude adjustments and a little bit of this, a little bit of that. All right, we'll work at your pace.
So that's the thing, and I'm sorry, I just came back to hearing like the last part of that. John Cena was indeed calling the whole match. Cody didn't take the initiative to take it up a notch. And knowing that, it's crazy enough how it comes kind of full circle with The Rock. The Rock did not even make an appearance at WrestleMania, DK, because it's not about him, even though he made it also involving him. Which,
that's the part that ruined the match for me.
That's essential, and it's not so much it ruined the match; it just didn't complete it, because you set us up at Elimination Chamber, the pay-per-view, and we said this last week. You set us up a pay-per-view prior to WrestleMania. You're the reason why we got a heel John Cena, right? And for you to only send Travis Scott there and not be part of that as well. Like, after Mania, you could have left and whatever, new chapter, boom. But there was no extra story to it that just kind of completed it. We literally left WrestleMania with an incomplete story. I can't even fucking think. Incomplete story. Because one of the characters just didn't show up for work. And I feel as though
to pay all that money, Gigi.
I feel as though that if we would have had The Rock there, it would have made a little, not to say a little bit more sense to the match, but it would have added to the match and to the uproar of the crowd and how we feel. And the crowd doesn't necessarily mean the people that were there for it, but also to us as a watch. Like,
complete the story. I agree 1,000%.
It wasn't. I'm coming back. There we go. It wasn't. It felt lackluster because we really didn't get. What was the reason? What was the reason?
The reason was stupid.
And
I want to let him shine.
In the match,
he's been shining for 17 times.
The match itself just wasn't. It's hard to say who didn't give 100% because at the end of the day, it didn't feel like John Cena really gave in 100%. And Cody was just matching that energy. He should have taken initiative to kick it up a notch to make it more interesting. But it didn't. So it's like it lands on both of their laps. It essentially lands on both of them.
You're the young guy.
One person more than the other.
You're the champ. So that's not fair. Because you guys, every time Logan Paul fights, y'all it always lands on the other guy's thing. Oh, he looked good because of the other guy.
No, because I
So
said
it's
that
like
I said that if he has chemistry with someone, because he has chemistry with Ricochet.
Okay.
And they look good together because they both do crazy high flying moves. Ricochet being a wrestler, Logan Paul being a stuntman. You know what I'm saying? So that it's different. That we're not thinking about a YouTuber and a veteran. We're talking about a veteran and someone who was born and breeded into this business, came in, ventured out, came back. You know what I'm saying? Had a story, finished the story, now has an incomplete story. But we're not paying attention to that.
Good rebuttal.
It's just they just didn't mesh well in the ring. It wasn't a good match. It lands essentially on both of them. Cena for being the vet, Cody for being the champ. The champ should be able to go ahead and be like, all right, cool, you got this move. Right. Now we're going to do this move. Let's go back and forth. Let's switch it up.
I'm calling one.
I'm calling something. Someone didn't take the initiative.
That's the thing. I don't remember.
Hogan was doing his thing with The Rock, and he was, like we heard the story. Hogan was calling the whole thing. Hogan knew what would get the crowd going. John Cena just had that touch and lost that touch. I mean, I don't know. It's hard to tell. But it just wasn't a good match. It wasn't a good WrestleMania finish. And, that was pretty much the feeling all around.
Yeah.
I got a question for y'all. Y'all got any favorite Cody Rhodes match?
It lands on both of them. If one really showed just terrible shit, just come on. Like when we were looking at like Tiffany and Charlotte. Like it looked like Charlotte after a while was trying to sandbag a little bit. And some of those spots that she had, maybe not sandbag, but just it just didn't look clean. Certain things like they look like they would on the card, it looks like they would mesh well in the ring. But it didn't. You give me John Cena and Cody Rhodes on a card, I would think on a card, if I'm looking at it, this is going to be a good one. And it turns out that it's shit.
No.
I had high expectations from the jump.
That's why
with Charlotte and Tiffany prior to Charlotte even fucking winning the Royal Rumble. When Tiffany basically just came to the roster and be like, yo, it'll be dope to see Tiffany versus Charlotte. Because Tiffany is on the top, Charlotte is the queen. This would make sense. But when they get into the ring, where's the chemistry?
But Tiffany still had the wherewithal to make herself look good when she was in the moments of the match where she was on the offense.
Right. And it also took sometimes a little bit of Charlotte Flair to kind of like rough her up a little bit, like the way she was trying to do with Nia Jax, to get that out of her. You feel me? You didn't see that shit from John Cena just snuffing Cody consistently. Like, yo, let me get it out of you. Let me get the animal out of you. Ah, there you go. Cena didn't do that. Cody Rhodes is not going to do that.
I mean, Cody Rhodes is a professional. He should have had the animal out of him in the beginning. I don't think at this point.
Should have John Cena, who's been in it a little bit longer.
Yeah, but
who's been in the spotlight longer.
Yeah, but John Cena never had that dog in him. He
had the no. Don't play John Cena completely. He had the dog in him. But the thing is that after a while, Hollywood gets to you.
No, what I'm saying is John Cena never had that dog where he took over the match. A lot of the times people loved wrestling Cena because Cena let him do whatever they wanted. Dolph Ziggler loved wrestling Cena because Dolph Ziggler was able to call whatever the fuck he wanted and Cena was down with it. Same thing with Alberto Del Rio. If it seems like Cena went out there and said, yo, we'll call it in the ring. And Cody's like, cool. And Cody said, what we're going to do? And Cena said, lead the dance, player. And Cody's like, wait a minute.
But if that's what happened, but we're not underneath that assumption. We're underneath the assumptions that
No,
Cena's
well,
doing it.
Ray mentioned that on Monday that they went out there and said we're just gonna call it in the ring. They had nothing planned going into.
Was that the episode where I just woke up?
Yeah.
Did I catch that part of that episode?
I don't think so because this was on Raw. This is when he was.
I don't know.
No, but yeah,
I didn't. So I didn't hear that. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, I can't be here to defend that comment. Ray's not here to defend his comment. Fuck him.
We can put it in. He said it, but the thing is, it's like the onus is on both of them. But in reality,
nah.
Well, this is what I'm saying. So, in reality,
go ahead. My bad. Finish. My bad.
This is Cody's moment to take that torch from Cena. It's not Cena's moment to give it to.
That's why I said no.
But I still say the onus is on Cena because at one point, this is WrestleMania. You can't give people that at WrestleMania. You know what I'm saying?
Can I agree with you?
Yeah.
You just changed my mind. When you said we're gonna call it in the ring, as the veteran wrestler, that's your fucking job to run this fucking show. And we're gonna call it in the Hulk Hogan said it himself. He said, yo, The Rock came with a game plan. Yo, you're gonna push me, you're gonna do this. And he told him, brother, that's not how it works. We'll call it in the ring. That's uncomfortable. I don't like that.
So,
but that's what the veteran does.
Yeah. So because back in the 80s, when Hogan was coming up, you basically listened to the fans. You did your match against the fans. Hogan said it. He goes, if I had an opponent, a heel that was over by himself, easy money. If he had a heel that wasn't as over, he had to put in work to get that heel over. It was one of those things that as long as the fans are interacting and we got the fans going, is how we determine how we do the match. You know what I'm saying? So that's why Hogan was like, yo, bro, all this shit that you got planned, that's cool. We're going to go out there and we're going to let the fans let us know. If we need that special shit because the fans in it, then we'll do it. If we don't need it, we're already over. Let's take it home, baby. Keep it simple, stupid. Like that's, like I said earlier, most of the wrestlers in their prime are when they're 40-something years old and they slow down and they start doing the simple shit. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, Triple H said it best. When you feel you're going slow, go slow.
Well, I don't believe in that whole go slower shit because some people work better fast. But, you know, it's still one, like, you keep it simple. Like, everyone has those 5 moves of doom, but when Batista fucking spine busted your ass, that shit looked like it hurt. You know, when Farouk or Ron Simmons power slammed your ass, that shit was powerful. You know what I'm saying? Umaga fucking super kicked your ass or did the Samoan drop to you. It looked like your soul came out of you. You know what I'm saying? So that it's just like that's where Hogan gets it from. And if you're gonna go out there and call it on the fly, you have to listen to the fans. And if you're hearing that you're not getting this mega main event that you're expecting to at WrestleMania, at what point do you turn around and go, all right, young blood, we're gonna have the pivot? If Cena's supposed to be this veteran, because remember, Cody's not no rookie neither. Cody's been wrestling for a long fucking time also. He started his own company. He's the son of Dusty Rhodes, the brother of Dustin Rhodes, who's the Natural, who in WCW at one point in his prime was one of the best technical wrestlers there was. This man isn't just somebody came off the street. You know what I'm saying?
No, exactly what you're saying. I have a follow-up question to that. What's your? It's in the same realm. What's if? Because little by little, I'm disliking this guy. So I'm trying to see if you could prove me wrong. What's your favorite Cody Rhodes match? Because I feel this is who he is. We're expecting Shawn Michaels. This is the norm. This is him. His Cody cutter, his little flips, his smiling, punching the ground.
The problem with Cody Rhodes for me is that he puts too much stuff in his match. What I say is like he survived 7 attitude adjustments. No one survived that many, especially one off the top rope. And you didn't kick out because he took too long to pin you or he put a finger on you. You kicked out of a basic fucking like a super attitude adjustment and Cena really pinning you. You kicked out. And then you lose to a belt shot. It's like it to me, a lot of the matches I get taken out of because of all the shit they're doing. Like he has his pec torn and he's fighting Seth Rollins and he only hurts his shoulder or he only hurts his pec when he does certain things, but he's still throwing punches like crazy. He breaks his arm against Brock Lesnar and you see it. He has a fucking cloth cast on and he's hitting Brock Lesnar with his hand like if that shit was made out of vibranium. It's like, bro, I can't buy into most of the matches because it's not believable the way you're doing it. For me, in my eyes, what I see, I don't believe that this is the truth here. The thing with Cody was he was never the guy.
This is too unbelievable.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like kind of like with Moxie. Like I mentioned earlier, Moxie's the type of guy that I see someone throws him off of a scaffold. He goes through 3 tables and about a yard worth of light bulbs. And then he gets up and chokes you out. Like nothing happened. Like to me, that I lose it then. And it's like, I don't want to see this. I don't give a shit what he did. You know what I'm saying? Like when they smacked him with that 2x4 that had the needles in it and not the needles, the nails in it, and the nails were stuck to his back. Then he got speared through a table. And the next thing I see is he's choking out Edge. It's like, wait a minute, what happened here? You know what I'm saying? Like, dude, there's the way that they run their match. I don't believe it. Like, it's believable for me to have someone get back into a match because the crowd brought them into it. Like, that was the key for the Warrior and Hogan and even like the Undertaker and Shawn Michaels and all that shit. It's an adrenaline rush. Yeah. Like Hulk Hogan hulked up. The Ultimate Warrior got the power. Even Batista would shake the fucking ropes, get the crowd going. All that energy that the crowd's giving, they're giving it to the wrestler, and he's getting his second win. Right? I believe that. When that comes out of nowhere, like if the crowd is dead and you pop up out of nowhere and you start winning the match, and like this is he got his second win. Like how? How the fuck did he just come out of nowhere and get this shit? Like that's what's bothering me. So when he had all those AAs, I'm like, yo, bro, you're telling me that you couldn't do nothing in those positions? Like you needed to give him an AA in every one of those spots. You couldn't do anything like a power bomb, a fucking choke slam. Like in all honesty, 25 years.
Creative.
I'm about to retire.
Somebody.
Yeah, like I'm about to retire. 25 years, and I stake my claim, and I've beaten legends. I've beaten Shawn Michaels at WrestleMania. I've beaten Triple H at WrestleMania. I've beaten The Undertaker. I've beaten the Big Show. I've beaten JBL. I beat all these guys, Randy, or all these guys. You're telling me, and you're the young buck, and you're not a real wrestler. You're telling me I'm not a real wrestler, and I'm gonna ruin wrestling and all that other shit. I would use those people and be like, yo, I'm not a real wrestler. Here you go. Here goes Shawn Michaels for you. Bow. Here goes some Triple H for you. Bow. Here goes a little Undertaker. So now you're sitting there going, you expected to wrestle John Cena, but you're wrestling 25 years of what I've learned as a wrestler to prove you wrong.
That shit sound fire.
You know what I'm saying? And then it could still be that he's doing this shit and Cody Rhodes is trying to survive, and Cody Rhodes is like, yeah, but you don't know nothing about this. And then he steps it up, and then we see like, okay, yeah, John Cena had to do it because he lost a step. And then maybe Travis Scott can still interfere and distract Cody, and John Cena wins with an AA off the top rope. Because that's believable that people wouldn't kick out of that. But where was this? I'm going to ruin wrestling for y'all because you thought I couldn't wrestle, but here goes the truth.
But let me show you I can't wrestle.
Yeah, like the cage match that Seth Rollins and CM Punk had where they kicked out of everybody's finish. Yeah. And it doesn't help that they did it like 2 weeks before. What, they did like 2-3 weeks before WrestleMania, and now that's the president. Everybody's kicking out all these fucking finishing moves. I remember back in the day when Austin and The Rock would have matches, and the Rock would stunner Austin, and Austin would kick out, and then Austin would rock bottom The Rock, and The Rock would kick out, is because, yo, they're doing each other's moves onto him, and of course, The Rock wouldn't know how to do the stunner as good as Austin, and Austin wouldn't know how to do the rock bottom as good as The Rock. But imagine The Rock kicking out of 5 stunners. You like, what? This shit took out Undertaker. It took out Kane. Why is this shit not taking out The Rock? How Rikishi tore up Triple H and WWE management, and shortly after he got a big push, not to mention WWE purchased the catchphrase to get him over. Oh, the I did it for The Rock shit? Oh, well, yeah, I mean, I think the problem with, if we're gonna go to Jey Uso and Gunther, I think the problem with that is, I don't know this for a fact, but it kind of felt like the ref went up to him and was like, "Yo, guys, we're cutting it short. You got 2 minutes," and then they went into that final segment of the match quick, and that's what killed it. Because if you notice, like the ending of that match, Jey Uso was doing Gunther's moves, and Michael Cole mentioned that. And then you start noticing, like, oh shit, he is. And then he taps him out really quickly. And you're like, what the fuck? But if they would have let that moment breathe, people would have caught on themselves. You know, like, yo, wait, Jey Uso's doing Gunther's, like, he's Guntering Gunther. And then if they would have let that shit breathe for about 10 seconds of Gunther in the choke, and maybe you see him go out a little bit and he taps to survive or something, not just tap just for the fuck of it, I think that would have made that match even fucking better.
He would have did like Bret Hart, bro. When Bret Hart wasn't a sharpshooter, he went down, he came up, he did a fucking push-up. Yo, he did mad shit before he fucking died.
Yeah. I think you mean Austin, but I understood what you're saying. Yeah, Austin and wrestling, yeah. But, you know, like, so what's going on? As a hardcore WWE fan since the late 80s, this WWE TKO is not the same production name. You're right. And I'm with you. I'm with you, Snake. Like, I've been watching wrestling since I was a kid, you know, it's the fucking late 80s also. And I love the fucking golden era wrestling. And it's true. I've been saying this shit all along. Like, earlier there was a mention that Triple H took an hour a day to do storylines for NXT Black and Gold. He committed 3 to 4 hours a day to do storylines for the main roster now, right? I'm sitting there going, if you did that, well, one, the roster you had in NXT Black and Gold had to be one of the best rosters since maybe the fucking Ruthless Aggression era, you know, athletically wise. So anything you did was gonna go over because you had the best wrestlers in the world at that moment. But when you took an hour to make that storyline happen, and that shit was gold, and now you're taking 3-4 hours to make these stories. Like, what the fuck are you doing? Are you taking a nap and calling it story time? Like, what's going on here? Like, none of these stories really have much. It's literally pop-up story. You know how they have those pop-up restaurants where it's like, yo, today and tomorrow only, we're gonna be here on this corner making food out of a garbage can, and you know, if you don't get it, you fucked up. Like, that's how their matches are now, just pop-up matches. It was just something that Nick Khan did to get somebody to purchase WWE for big money. So, because Vince McMahon's allegations, and then they thought it was going to destroy him. Nick Khan fooled everybody believing that WWE was the greatest thing on earth when it wasn't. Just, yo, because here's the thing, man. When you give nobody nothing, it's a toxic relationship. When you don't put any effort into your end of the relationship and then you do a big gesture, everybody loves you. You know what I'm saying? Like, they put so many celebrities and so many other wrestlers in that Bloodline storyline at last year's WrestleMania that it was, oh, this is the greatest. And now we came into this WrestleMania expecting something just like that, and we didn't get it. Right? And like, yo, I get it. You shouldn't be depending on all of these old wrestlers to come in and save your fucking talent. Like, there should be no reason why The Rock was the biggest disappointment at WrestleMania. Like, that match should have been good enough on their own. Like, we didn't really need The Rock. And I just want to say this shit to show. I said this shit 3 times already, but yo, show Monday Night Raw. Seth Rollins comes out, he talks. You know what got over Monday Night Raw? You know what the biggest news of Monday Night Raw was? His jacket was $13,000. That was the only thing that came out of Raw. How does Seth Rollins' jacket get over more than Seth Rollins? That's fucking crazy to me. WWE died when Vince McMahon sold WWE.
Seth Rollins with Paul Heyman. How did you fuck that up?
Yo, because Paul Heyman didn't say but fucking 2 words. How do you have the best speaker in the business sit there and fucking be quiet while you're speaking?
Because they should have put him with another speaker. They're 2 speakers. Who's gonna talk? That's like putting 2 point guards together.
Yeah, and Rollins.
What's the point of that?
Yeah, and Rollins needed to shut the fuck up and let Paul Heyman talk for him. Because then what's the point of Paul Heyman being there?
But how's Steph gonna be Steph without talking?
But he don't need to be Seth anymore. He got Paul Heyman. Dude, Seth Rollins, it seems like this storyline with Seth Rollins is I got your bitch. That should be the name of this storyline. I got your bitch, Roman. Because that's what it felt like in WrestleMania. This was the battle over Paul Heyman. And Seth Rollins like, I got your bitch. Now sit there and look pretty. Like, what? No, but I don't think WWE died when Vince McMahon died because it was dying in Vince McMahon's hands. Like, let's be serious. This shit was horrible at the end when Vince still owned it. And it did get better. Like, we started seeing more fluctuation of talent. We started seeing better talent in the ring. We're getting something more than what Vince gave us. So it's not all bad. But the biggest things that are happening are being they're not hitting, and we're seeing the flaws of it. Because I said it, the WWE cashed in all their chips with WrestleMania 39 and 40, with Cody Rhodes and Roman. They called in all their chips with the celebrities, the special guest appearances, the comebacks, you know, the legends dropping by, all that shit. They cash in all the chips, and once those chips are cashed, and you need to fucking sit there and actually, you know, be strong on your own and show the foundation that you built, you're wobbling because you don't have the talent there showing you that they can take over. Because if you're gonna sit here and go at Elimination Chamber tickets aren't being sold as much, and the first thing you do is call The Rock, well, then that means Cody Rhodes ain't pushing tickets. That means Cody Rhodes ain't doing his job. And if Cody Rhodes ain't doing his job, you're not doing your job by making Cody Rhodes as big as he is. Because WWE is the promotion. Cody Rhodes is the talent. And you can make anybody look good. You push them enough, you give them enough opportunities, and you put them in the right situation, you can make anyone look good. They made Cesaro look like he should have been the champion at least twice. And I love Cesaro, but look at him in AEW. He's not doing shit. It just shows you that there's a lot of social media followers that WWE TKO got from Logan Paul and the other social media people, and that's all that's left now. 100, no real fan. In all actual, yeah, because the people that are bitching are the people that ain't watching. Like with the whole Jey Uso, everybody that hates Jey Uso as champion, they're probably not watching. And then the real fans are being overshadowed by them. And let's face it, dude, a lot of these fucking people now, like I showed Bob or whatever the fuck, like a lot of these internet darlings, or I don't know what you call them.
High speed.
There you go, high speed. Like those people, they're getting all this access to the wrestlers and all other shit, and it's because of their followers. But let's be honest with you, they may enjoy wrestling, but they're not like us. They're people that they know that's gonna follow the script and just be a part of the shows, and it kind of dilutes it a little bit because now you got kids in there with the wrestlers. You know what I'm saying? Hey, Show, what did you think of Pat McAfee's promo where he said the F word twice and called Gunther a piece of shit?
I like it when people are authentic. even though they might get in trouble. But I liked it. I don't know you guys. You usually guys are against me, or are you? We're usually all like on the opposite side.
Yeah. I mean, all right, so for me, I like that he used the curse words right. Like the way he used them, it was to build up the story. It felt like this was
And
Pat McAfee really speaking to Gunther. I get it. But on the other hand, it's like,
yes,
bro, we're on Netflix, so now you're gonna take those liberties. So either you don't mute the shit and we hear it on Netflix because that's a big boys channel, or don't fucking say it. Because it's like, yo, he's getting special treatment because you know damn well Jay ain't gonna be cursing out there. All these other wrestlers, like Penta's not gonna be allowed to curse and shit. It's like, yo, you're getting special treatment to get something over. And if you can't get it over without cursing, maybe you can't get it over. Because there's other ways to say that shit to Gunther without having to say it. And you know me, Show. I'm somebody that curses every other fucking word. But I'm also somebody that realized that, yo, we're in the wrestling industry, and the wrestling industry for fucking 80 years, 100 years didn't need to curse. Jake the Snake Roberts didn't even need to yell when he fucking cut his promos. This man spoke clearly, decisively, and people listened to him. Ric Flair didn't need to curse, and he was talking about fucking women all night. Ric Flair did not say one curse word, and he was literally talking about fucking women after the show. What do you think Space Mountain was? It was for women to come fuck him. like that's what he called his dick. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on now. You got a man that's literally, I'm going to beat up Dusty Rhodes and I'm going to let you know where I'm at so all the women can come and fuck me. Without saying one curse word. They chopped off Val Venus's dick without saying one curse word. fucking, oh man. Yeah, I forgot his name. It's all aboard the whole tree. The Godfather. I was calling Papa Shop. The Godfather. The Godfather had hoes. He was selling hoes to bitches. Not one curse word. They showed the cat's tits and Mae Young's Mae Young's tits. Not one curse word. Mae Young gave birth to a hen. Not one curse word. Pat McAfee can't sell a match, a real fight with Gunther without curse.
Can I defend him?
Yeah.
He's not a wrestler, and he's going up against the most feared wrestler in the industry. So there's not really much he could do but curse to actually try to stay in there. Like anything he would have said would have been unbelievable. You went up against Gunther. We didn't even think Jay was gonna beat him. What you a punter? Like you gotta do something outrageous to sell it. That's how I feel with him.
I hear you. I agree with you. I get your point. You know, and like I said, he used it good. Because you know me, if you're gonna use it, you might as well fucking use it good. Like, don't waste the curse. You know what I'm saying? He used it good. But I also, like, just me being the old school wrestling head that I am, it's like, bro, there's got to be something else you could have said. You know, like obviously he was prepared for this because he went there with a monologue. It wasn't just Gunther. You put your hands on Michael Cole and you choked me out. Now I'm gonna fight you now. You know what I'm saying? He didn't go out there just saying that. Like my man was like, in 1977, my mama gave birth to me, and I looked at her and I said, I'm never gonna let Gunther punk me out. So what's going to happen is I'm going to go to the NFL. I'm a punter, and I'm going to live my dream as a WWE superstar. And now, Gunther, you're a fucking asshole, and I hate your fucking guts, you motherfucker. We're fighting. like, bro. That was the promo. That was the promo. Like, he turned into Richard Nixon on us.
Would you compare that to Bret Hart? This is bullshit. That's all real.
No, but the difference with Bret Hart doing that was it was not on a microphone. Like they legitimately screwed Bret Hart over, and that was 100% Bret Hart going, I got y'all still on TV, fuck y'all. And he destroyed the table. He put WCW on there. He's mouthing the word. He spit on Vince McMahon. That was 100%. If the TV was off, he would have did that shit. He didn't give a shit.
Wait.
Happening. This was my whole.
I think we're talking. My bad. I was gonna say I think we're talking about the wrong one. When he screamed, "This is bullshit." I don't think that was.
I'm talking about
the screw job. Okay.
Okay,
go ahead. My bad. I ain't want to.
No. But which one was you talking about?
There was one where he was wearing jean shorts, and he told Vince McMahon, "This is bullshit." Like literally, they cut out the shit part, but he said it just like that on TV. Yeah. This is bullshit.
Well, at that point, I think they were legitimately trying to get edgier. But you could say bullshit on TV, though. If I'm not mistaken, like you could say bitch.
My bad.
No, you know what I'm saying? Like I think you could, but at that point, that was Bret Hart. Now listen, everyone knows Bret Hart's promos wasn't the best, but it was. I think they were trying to be more realistic with their storytelling. So that was one of those things where it's like, all right, you're really gonna yell at them and say, "Yo, this is bullshit." Like you wouldn't go, "This is malarkey. I don't understand why you're treating me so badly, Mr. McMahon." Like you know what I'm saying? Like, yo, we gotta make this seem believable. Yo, this is bullshit, nigga. You know, like I get it. You know, it makes sense for that. But I mean, then again, bullshit isn't fuck or motherfucker. Like motherfucker's that's one hell of a thing to get away with. You know what I'm saying? You call somebody a motherfucker on TV, shit. That like John Cena, Cody Rhodes telling the Rocky, go fuck yourself. Like that was, he said it like a cowboy. So, you know, so it didn't really hit like that. But Pat McAfee's like, you motherfucking bitch. I'm gonna fucking kill you. Like Pat McAfee turned into Kevin Hart. You get
like a thug.
He said, nuh-uh. He said, nah, bitch, you stupid ass bitch. You don't know what 2 + 2 is equal, bitch. You said I could say fuck. You didn't say how many times I could say it, motherfucker. It's like okay. Shit. And plus, there's a lot of people that are saying that WWE stole the Pat McAfee versus Gunther storyline from Claudio attacking Nigel McGuinness, protecting Tony Schiavone. Possible, but then again, not for nothing. Anytime a wrestler's in the booth, unless they're like, you're not supposed to touch them. There's some people that you can't touch because they're injured. Like, I think Taz is one of those people. Gorilla Monsoon would have been one of those people. Bobby the Brain Heenan was definitely one of those people you didn't touch because he had neck injuries. But, like, if you're a wrestler and you're in the booth and you're okay, like Wade Barrett, and another wrestler's attacking Michael Cole, you got to stand up for Michael Cole. You got to. You got to stand up for Tony Schiavone. Those people are just people doing it. Those are not wrestlers that nowhere near they will get killed. You got to stand up for your boy. You know what I'm saying? So I get that, but then again, Snake, not a lot of people watch AEW anymore, so that whole thing is like not them really stealing none. They're just like, oh, well. It's kind of like you hear somebody say a rhyme in the house, like, oh shit, that shit was dope, and then you put it in the street, like, you stole that rhyme from me. Bullshit, you ain't got no proof. Like, ain't nobody in the house gonna say that you said that shit. I got a record with it, motherfucker. You know? But yeah, that's me. I'm with you. The storytelling, the storylines, and a lot of the shit they're doing doesn't really make a lot of sense. And I don't know where they're going with a lot of shit. And not for the fact that it's like, oh, it's a mystery. It's just I don't think they know where they're going either. You know? Somebody asked Show earlier, what's up with Omos? Right? Like, what would I do with Omos? And I said I would put Omos in the Judgment Day. Imagine having Omos be Dominic's muscle down. Like, if Finn Balor leaves, or they get rid of Finn Balor, let's say it's Jamie D. McDonough, Carlito, and Dominic, because Liv left because she's doing a movie. Now you have Omos having Dominic's back. Shit, you could have that Dominic back in jail type shit. when this motherfucker's overconfident now because he got Omos behind him, a 7-foot fucking giant watching his back. Like how show if you had a 7-foot giant having your back willing to fuck up anybody that talks shit, wouldn't you be out there talking shit to people? Shit, you be the biggest shit talking in the world.
To every customer I deliver.
Word. Like, talk to this motherfucker where your package is. I like this. This is mine. I'm going to keep this. You signed for it. I'm keeping it. Shit, I needed me a pair of headphones. You know what I'm saying? Shit. But what do you think about that show?
I had something. That's what I was gonna say. I had something to say about that, but I'm driving and I'm trying to hold on to what I wanted to say. Fuck. What was the last thing you said? If you don't want me to ask.
If Omos was having Dominic's back, if you could actually have like Dominic.
Bingo. Omos. What? I like your story, but you made me think of something better. That's a man that needs a Paul Heyman. Why isn't he in the fucking faction as Paul Heyman's bodyguard? This is my bodyguard, Omos. Anybody fucking Roman Reigns, you attack me. Everybody's been attacking me. Now y'all can't attack me no more. And I'm gonna speak for him. Type of shit.
If Paul Heyman was by himself, yeah. But he got Braun Breaker. Like Braun Breaker has been the muscle of that group now. So Braun Breaker is pretty much his bodyguard, you know.
I forgot.
No, yeah, they mentioned him with Seth, and there was like it's kind of redundant. You know, you got Braun Breaker's the muscle, and then you have Omos as the muscle. Like, how much muscle you need in this?
Hey, Bobby the Brain had Andre the Giant, and I'm pretty sure he had more muscles. He had Bruno Salmon. Did he have Bruno?
No,
he a thug.
Shit. He had Bruno. But Bobby the Brain Heenan,
nah, he had
family. But the Heenan family wasn't a group. It was just a bunch of people that Heenan managed.
Yeah.
Bobby the Brain Heenan was like Barry Gordy with Motown. He was like, yeah, I got all these groups, but they're not one big group. They're all separate groups that make their own music. I just manage every single one of them. You know? Now, if Heyman was doing that,
maybe he could do the same.
Yeah, if Heyman was doing that and Braun Breaker and Seth Rollins were separate entities that he's managing, I could see him bringing out Omos also. You good, Gigi?
We got good ideas. None of this is gonna happen.
Right?
I was like coughing my lungs out right now, and out of nothing because I wasn't smoking or anything like that. It's like like my own saliva. Basically, I'm choking on my own saliva, and I'm coughing, and I'm like, and only one eye got teary eye, which is the one that you see me just like kind of fucking with and just like fucking. And I have mascara on, so if I rub it, it's just gonna look like I have a black eye. I'm gonna wash my face. Your
fucking body's malfunctioning.
It really is.
Your body's asking for weed.
Body's reenacting the WrestleMania.
On my walk from the train station to my crib. It's a nice walk. And it was, you know, I'm glad I bought a hoodie. I had to buy a hoodie because I went outside for like a lunch. And I was like, I'll be fine with the jacket that I own. The fuck? Why is it so windy right here? Nah. It's only going to get windier at nighttime, especially around where I'm at. Let me get this hoodie. Got me a little H&M hoodie. What's that word? I'm about to bring that shit out over here because I'm getting cold. And I am about to roll up. But I definitely indulged prior to coming here and I'm yawning. I'm tired. I'm sorry.
No, I was going to say, it looked like you were sleepy. Like, this Monday Night Raw all over again.
That too. My kryptonite was like, yo, come lay down. I haven't spent time with you. I'm like, I spent time with you when you came in, but man, no, fuck me, right? I play Roblox. Fuck off. No, so she lay down. I laying it down, and I was like, oh man, I'm about to fall asleep. Let me get the fuck up. She's out. Let me get up.
I
I'm
hear you.
tired though. Bunch of bullshit. I'm here. I'm present. Mary Jane is calling you. See, this is funny. Y'all are saying that I already had Mary Jane in my system. I'm about to have more. I need sleep.
I hear you.
Not just Mary Jane. I had Mary. I need sleep. I'm fucking tired. Standing up for more like than 10 hours. And not really sitting and bullshit. And being stressed. It's not a conversation for us to have on Wrestling with Knuckleheads. That sounds like a Toe and show with Ray and Gigi show. We'll get into that another time. Wrestling.
Word.
What is happening in wrestling? Oh, I read somewhere that Hogan's trying to get a wrestling organization.
But I don't think it's like pro wrestling. I think it's like amateur wrestling. 'Cause they keep calling it freestyle wrestling.
He shouldn't be involved in anything like that anymore. Just, bro. I don't, you know what? Hogan's just looking for ways to make some type of income. Somebody's probably robbing this man blind, but whatever. I don't care. Nothing else really like was what.
Yeah, it's like amateur wrestling. They're trying to bring that to the forefront. I guess to make it more popular for the Olympics or some shit. So it's not like
It's not
it's
like
not like
what
they're
Vince
making
is doing.
a WWE competitive company.
I mean, you wouldn't, because
Yeah, they would need somebody with the money like Tony Khan to make another organization that big enough to compete with WWE. I'm making a wrestling MMA promotion. Nah, it's just amateur wrestling, freestyle. Freestyle is the type of amateur wrestling. 'Cause you have Greco-Roman wrestling, freestyle wrestling, and I think some other type of wrestling.
I'm trying to see if there's anything worth. WWE made cuts in several departments, including creative services, photograph, and more today.
They're cutting creative.
Yeah, they're cutting it. I'm just reading something that popped up on X about 52
Shit.
minutes ago. It says WWE made cuts in several departments, including creative services, photography, and more today. And someone named Christine Lubrano, who served as a senior vice president of creative writing operations, departed the company. The belief is at least 10 to 12 staffers were cut today, possibly more. WWE is making cuts.
Shit, I
While
read somewhere.
Alistair Black or Malachi Black is back on the scene, and so is Rusev.
Yeah.
And there is talk of having it was talk of having Alexa Bliss as the new leader of the Wyatt Six. Today is an unnational national holiday, as it's been at least 17 years that we are still doing Steiner math.
Nice.
Steiner math was created today, and people still can't handle the equation.
Which it makes sense. Like if you really listen to what he's saying, it makes perfect.
Mm-hmm. We got
Just
more
gotta.
women on Monday Night Raw. We had Io going to NXT. What happened yesterday on Dynamite? That 6-man tag, right? That happened. I forgot. You don't watch AEW, so that's a shame.
Apparently, FTR beat up the Midnight Express again.
Oh, I think they did. I don't remember. I don't think did I watch the whole thing? I can't remember. That's terrible.
And May 14th, Samoa Joe is gonna have a steel cage match with Moxley for
John
the title.
Moxley. That I remember. Ain't shit really going on.
Yeah, the only thing I really know is the shit that's happening in Mercedes, and she's wrestling Jamie Hayter at Double or Nothing in the finals of the
That's gonna
Owen
be a good
Hart
match.
Cup.
That's gonna be a good match. I wouldn't mind seeing her and Athena go at it again at a pay-per-view scale. I think that would be dope.
Yeah.
I also read something that Mercedes Monet has pretty much creative control in what she does. Like, there's no talk of her losing the championship, whether it's AEW or New Japan Pro Wrestling.
Cause she's probably trying to get that run that she thought that she would have gotten WWE with those titles. What about the female wrestlers who attacked the owner of Stardom? You gotta talk to Show about that. Show watches all the international wrestling. Apparently, Will Ospreay is wrestling Hangman Page at Double or Nothing in the final of the Owen Hart Men Cup. I saw the segment with MJF and the Hurt Business, where
That was funny.
MJF calls Bobby Lashley a bold son of a bitch. I don't. I feel like this is a fucking like few steps backwards for MJF. Like MJF at one point was supposed to be like the guy, the world champion. Now he's almost begging to be on the Hurt Business or the Hurt Syndicate, which kind of I don't see why he wants to be on the Hurt Syndicate.
I don't see why the Hurt Business should involve themselves with somebody as MJF because, like, not for nothing. Can we keep the Hurt Syndicate as, black excellence? You
Well,
don't you don't need MJF. And honestly, the Hurt, they both don't need each other. I'm so like it's funny, but I'm over it. They don't have anything for MJF.
yeah.
And is making it feel as though they don't have anything for Bobby Lashley and Shelton Benjamin as their tag team champions.
Yeah, like he just
It's
bought
so
the brand new
focused on the
toy that
trios, the trios, the trios. Yeah, trios is cool, but just one other person is fire. So we hurt people. We hurt people. We hurt people.
Oh, speaking of we hurt people, did you hear Ricochet said that he lost his love for wrestling in WWE and AEW's helping him find it again?
Good for him.
I felt like that was a crock of shit too.
Good for him. Whatever floats his boat. I don't care. I think he's doing some great work in AEW. Like, I'm really enjoying how he's embracing his baldness and he's like having everybody like when he's least expecting, look at him bald and then just slap this shit out of his head. Cuz they're doing that now in each and every match. And it's just it adds to it. Ricochet, this is one of his best characters. His arrogant self is his best character. And his wife's music video got shadow banned on YouTube. That's terrible. But
Oh wait, you said that his wife's music is shadow banned on YouTube?
yeah,
Why?
because of a music video. So I was
Oh,
just reading it right now, and that's why I was just like kind of laughing. I was like, oh, we're talking about Ricochet. Um, Samantha the Bomb says her music video has been shadow banned by YouTube.
I mean, I don't know why. Yeah, I saw it. It's provocative, but it's nothing like fucking Nelly's music videos. Remember Nelly's music videos back in the day? They used to wait until 1 o'clock in the morning to show them shits.
No, I know.
So Snake, what did you said that MJF said multiple times that why he wanted to join. So fill me in, because I don't watch AEW as often as I watch WWE. And the Cameron is the one that's following Mercedes with the puppet.
Mm-hmm. What
Which
did
I'm
he
not gonna
say?
lie, I see some of that, and that's
Can
actually
you put
kind
the
of fucking
comment
funny.
back up? I'm not looking at the chat.
Which one? The
Something about what's happening in AEW. I was if you've been keeping with the segment, he said multiple times why he wants to join the Her Syndicate. Listen, we know what they're telling us on TV, but the question is like, why are we even fucking scripting this in the first place? It doesn't make sense. It doesn't.
well, Snake, I think that it's a crock of shit because there's nothing really different than what he's doing in, like, if you think about it, in WWE, he was United States champion, Intercontinental champion. He was wrestling every day at a time where there was only like 4 people wrestling on Raw. He was wrestling every Raw and SmackDown he was on. He was in storylines where, yeah, he made the town look better, but I mean, that's what you do. He's still working with the Hurt Business at that point, and he's champion and he's wrestling other people. That's what wrestling's about, isn't it? Making your opponent look good. And then he goes to AEW, and he's doing, when he first started, he was doing the same thing, wrestling random people, losing to random people. He started this storyline where he's doing ridiculous and trying to get over with that, and he's still losing to people. And like on TV, he's doing the same thing. And I didn't really see any difference. Usually when someone doesn't give a shit no more, you see a difference in how they act. Like Moxie was completely different at the end of his WWE run. He looked like, I don't give a shit. I'm just here because they told me to fucking say this. Here you go. This is the line. Fuck his cancer. And I'm out now. You know what I'm saying? I think he's just saying that just to keep getting his character over. Because I think he knows that if he's going to say something like that, it's the WWE fans are going to attack him the same way they always attack him after he says whatever the fuck he says. I think he's just saying that for clickbait.
Mm.
You know? Because it's... Swerve Strickland had a beef with WWE, and he hasn't stopped talking about it. Mercedes Moné walked out of the WWE. Tony Storm walked out of the WWE. You know what I'm saying? Like, he just left and he came to the AEW. And I think it was more of, if he's going to wrestle the way he wrestled, he wanted to wrestle with his people. That's why I think that way. I don't think, you know, I don't know what happened in the back. That's what I'm thinking. That's why I'm saying that it's a crock of shit. I have to agree. This AEW Ricochet has been very entertaining, and I enjoy the bold gimmick and the toilet paper. The Harley chick is money. I'm not gonna lie, she is. The fucking, she has multiple talents with the fucking puppet and the rapping and all other shit. I think that's a welcome addition to the roster. Not gonna lie. I don't want her to be one dimensional, because we do still need to see her grow. Where Chelsea Green is that comedic role, but she's still very serious, and you see her step her game up when she's like, you know, being the women's champion, and she's you know,
she's
working
currently
with,
impeached right now.
yeah. But she's making the best out of every opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
Some people, they find their niche and they stick there, and they don't really rise up to the level that they're either given a position to be in or what they should be in, or what we think they should be.
Sorry, I'm in the process of
Samantha
doing
song.
something here. I'm like messed
Nah,
up.
it's all good. Samantha song is Ray's baby making music. I mean,
Yeah.
shit.
That's why
If
he's not here.
is that why they shadow banned it? Because he was watching it too many times with all them baby mamas.
Maybe that could be it.
It was like, nah, one person is watching it too many times. We got to stop this. They thought it was a bot.
That's funny. Yo, so what do we got for the rest of the? Are we back on tomorrow or Saturday?
I think tomorrow, because yeah, I
Well,
didn't hear
shake
nothing
them dice
about.
and roll them. Folks,
Yeah,
stay tuned for either tomorrow or Saturday. We will have the Toe and the Show with Ray and Gigi. And then we'll be back on Monday with the Raw Watch Along. Tuesday, the Knuckleheads have the sports going on. Wednesday, you guys have the comic books.
Tuesday is
Or
the comic book. Wednesday's the
Tuesday's
sport.
the comic books. Okay, so Tuesday's the comic books. I'm not Ray.
No,
You're
I
not
hear
gonna
you.
get perfection.
Yeah.
All right.
Wh-
Toe
wh-
knows this. I'm letting
yeah.
the audience know this. You're not
Yeah.
gonna get perfection here. Except for
So
the Raw Watch Along.
word. So Tuesday we're actually gonna review Thunderbolts because me and my brother gonna see it Sunday.
Okay.
Wednesday we got a lot to talk about with the NBA playoffs. The Knicks just made the second round today. The Lakers are out, and and Thursdays wrestling. I know Gigi knows that show.
I know
The
that
Thursday
show.
yeah.
And then we'll figure out whether we're doing the Toe and Show on Friday or Saturday again.
Yeah. Which
Probably
Snake,
Friday.
yeah. Snake, we're on 5 days a week, 9 to 12, Mondays from 7:30 to 11. We appreciate you being here, participating. Be more than welcome to come back, like, subscribe, all that mumbo jumbo shit that these people want you to do. And I don't watch TNA because I don't have access to it like that. I don't have the channel. And CMLL, same thing. I watch AEW here and there. Like I will try to catch the pay-per-views. It's just I'm majority on here and watching WWE. That because I grew up a WWE guy. But yeah, I know Gigi watches as much as she can, and Ray's in the mix of all that shit.
Yep. I have TNA. I just haven't got a chance to get around to it because that was actually on tonight. So I have it. I'll eventually watch it. Just was not happening in the cards today.
Yeah. Well, WWE just acquired Triple I, so they're doing the Worlds Collide with them and NXT and shit. So that should be a good show. But you never know. But I just hope that the WWE can take advantage of that and put them on Netflix or something.
They're not going to. They're not going to get the Netflix deal. That's not.
Maybe Peacock.
They'll have wrestlers on there for their Raw show, but they're not going to have their own show on Netflix. That wasn't in the contract when they first went for it, so I doubt it's going to be in the contract now. They'll probably get it on a network, but not on Netflix.
Well, yeah, I was just
Netflix is only exclusively to Raw right now. Think about it. If they were to do anything on Netflix, they would try to bring SmackDown before they even bring Triple I.
Well, SmackDown is technically on Netflix for the international fans. We don't get it in America, but yeah, I understand what you're saying. Maybe Peacock. Maybe that could be a leverage point where WWE has the pay-per-views
and then you
on
still
Netflix
have that partnership with
yeah.
Peacock. That'd be smart. But yeah, man, go ahead. So take us home.
Yeah, man. Appreciate everybody coming, staying along with us. And on that note, ladies and gentlemen, it's your friendly neighborhood knuckleheads signing out. We'll be back tomorrow or sometime when we go live is when we'll be back. Peace, everybody. All right. Well.